Hello.
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 All right, there we go. Technical issues resolved. Hello, Clinton. Greetings to you. And for the wall of shame, shiny plastic people, Chris, shiny plastic people. Yeah, that's right. Was going to join us this evening to discuss Masters of the Universe. However, his stank ass had to go see the Supergirl movie tonight. So whatever, Chris.
Rude.
I had a great intro promo lined up for him too.
Yeah, and since he'll never be back now,
Ever.
ever.
Yeah.
Wasted. It's wasted.
I've already
Permanent
scheduled
ban.
Yeah, no, he's already coming back for a Sunday. Anyway, really quick. Let's say hello to our guest, the one and only Dad at Arms, Colt. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy you're here. We brought you for Shira last year. This seemed like a no-brainer. Also, you're like a super important reporter person for He-Man.org. You got to fly out to
Celebrity now.
That's right.
Yeah, you got to fly out to the premiere in LA with the other influencers, and be super cool. So no brainer. Since you're one of the people who got flown out there that will still return my calls. Yes.
Don't you work for one of those people?
You do, right?
That's true.
We're like, yeah, right. Jay, Jay returns my calls. But yeah. So anyway, if all that's it locked up.
That was frozen.
We're back. Yeah, it froze for a second. The computer was like, girl, stop. Anyway. So yeah, we're gonna talk the Masters of the Universe movie. And hello, Rhea Black. Welcome, lovely to see you. Yes, that is correct, Quentin. And so we are going to do spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet and you're watching, you may want to skedaddle, or we're gonna ruin it for you.
It's also on pirate sites, in case you're curious. Hi, chat.
Yeah,
Is it already out?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the pirate sites had it. Probably somebody snuck their phone into the premiere, I'm sure.
So all the people who have been complaining about the movie for over a year now can now go watch the movie without having to sell their soul, apparently.
Apparently.
Allegedly.
Such a terrible task that was. My God.
I will say.
Oh yeah.
I've been following the numbers, and Motu on Sunday, I want to say Sunday, made like $5 million that day, and actually did better on Father's Day than most of the other movies.
It had like over 30% rise in ticket sales on Father's Day. It was pretty cool.
So it's
worldwide. The things that I like, son.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. Like it is the Father's Day thing where it's all like, you will enjoy.
Yeah,
He-Man. He-Man will enjoy you. Like
we're going to
probably also a lot of kids took their dad to see it. You know, like, Dad, you used to talk about this from when you were a kid.
You wouldn't shut up about it.
Shut up.
Here, when you leave me alone now.
Well, and also I think the word of mouth has been pretty good. Like, I haven't seen a lot of bad reviews. I've seen reviews where people have, sort of mixed reactions, but I haven't heard, like, other than the people we expect such things from on the internet, I haven't seen any actual awful review where people just hated it vehemently.
I think that's what's so funny to me. Like with He-Man.org stuff, I've been working on an article. I haven't posted it yet, obviously, but I've been working on an article where I've been compiling like fan reactions to the movie and like talking to people like who are, big names in the community who have been there for, decades and have done, you know them by name. And like not everybody, I mean, there's a few that didn't like it, but for the most part, the vast majority of fans dig the movie. And so it's
Yeah.
always funny when, you know, you delve into the Twitter verse and you see people talking about how the fans hate it. It's like, well, what fans are you talking to?
Yeah,
It's,
who are you
Right.
talking
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones.
Fans.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
It's
Well,
the
you know.
Revelation and Revolution fans who are like, this shouldn't happen because blah blah blah. And I'm like, did you read or watch the cartoon
Well, here
in
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
Do
I
you
can't.
know anything?
I can't remember if you and I chatted about this Colt or not when we did that last stream. But I know, like, in a production meeting with Jay, this came up. Um, a lot of the people who hated, finger quote, hated Revolutions and Revelations, who also disliked the movie, were saying very complimentary things about Revolutions and Revelations. Like, suddenly, years later, they were so much better than this movie. They at
I
least tried to respect us. It feels so contrarian.
it's revisionist history, and it's the same thing that happened with the 2000X cartoon. When that cartoon first came
Yep.
out, fans hated it. And
Yeah.
now, you know, 20 years later, it's the best He-Man that's ever occurred, and how dare
Yeah.
you say anything contrary to that fact? It's
Yeah.
like, no, I remember everybody complained about Adam being too small.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody complained about the sword. Everybody complained about the twirling of the weapons and the anime influence. Like,
Yep.
we have short memories as He-Man fans, and
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Well,
Or
I'm
just hypocrites,
cursed
you know.
with memory,
Exactly.
so I remember people talking like that.
I remember
Well,
like
you
watching in real time, like it was like a golden age of animation. Because I mean, like I was sort of, you know, fresh on my own. I got cable TV for the first time, so I'm like, I can watch things now, not like a poor that I was. And like it was like that Justice League, Samurai Jack. I was like, I'm like, holy cow, like this is incredible. Like everything coming out was just banger after banger.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
And
yeah.
then to go to the comic book shop and people be like, oh, the mech sword or all the twirling. I'm like, okay, you got me on the twirling, the jumping,
right.
50 feet in the air every 3 seconds, you got me. But everything else, love it. And
Yeah.
so it's funny how people now
They
are
were a
like,
jumpy bunch.
they
Very
jumped a
jumpy.
lot. Like that first episode was
And
like 75%
exactly.
jumping. And I'm like,
That's what I was
stop
gonna
it.
say. To be fair, they did dial it back, but that
Yeah.
first
Yes.
like 3-part, I guess, you know, the movie
Ooh.
origin, there was a lot of jumping and twirling,
It's a
but
tough
they
one.
they definitely dialed it back. But yeah, I just, you know, yeah, He-Man fans have short memories, or they're just lying out of their asses to support their current opinion, and
Yeah.
it's annoying.
They need.
I also
I
found
think
like the really weird thing was, you know, leading up to like once the review embargo lifted and the reviewers start going and they were like, then you had the trade sort of say like this thing's going to be a bomb, and I'm like, the part of my left side brain like was going off about, you know, am I in a bubble? Am I a fan? Am I like blinded to the reality that this won't do well? Or because the thing is too, like even based off of the trailer, based off when I did finally see the thing, I'm like, this is the perfect summer blockbuster movie. This is,
Mhm.
even if you're not a fan, it's like it's very easy to go in and just enjoy it. And it's and I said much like the Street Fighter movie, this is dumb summer blockbuster fun. Like this is a no-brainer for people to go. So like there was that shock when it didn't explode. I was like, I'll show you. I said like all weekend, I'm like, no, it's gonna like explode out of the gates. And I was wrong. Like
Well, I
I
don't.
think
I
that's
mean,
kind of the difficulty with this franchise is, you know, it went gangbusters in the 80s with the toy line making billions and billions of dollars, and then it had the drop off, and it's never regained that kind of relevancy since, and it's been a niche IP, you know, through multiple reboot attempts, even, you know, even the much celebrated, historically celebrated 2000X show, you know, didn't
and
do
frankly,
that
even
great.
like the reviewers would say like, oh, it's been a dead franchise. And I'm like, it's got a new show every like 5 to
Exactly.
10 years. Like it's
Yeah.
always had
Yeah.
something. But most of them will actually like they always pointed to the Netflix She-Ra show. That was the one people, that's the underdog. I don't think even the fans know just how big that is. Because if you
did really
Google
well.
image search She-Ra,
Yeah.
That's what you
it's all
get.
that show. You look
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
Catra, it's all that show.
Mhm.
Well, here
It's hard to find classic era Filmation
Mhm.
She-Ra images.
Yep.
What's interesting is after sort of the option with Netflix ended for She-Ra, at that point, Amazon was talking about a live action She-Ra series, which a lot of people either didn't pay attention to or have forgotten or never knew about. But to me, it's really telling. We're getting into the spoilers, that there was the She-Ra at the end, and She-Ra was not only at the end, but it was like big post-credits scene. Like the Orko one was fun. Don't get me wrong. Like that was a fun little. Yeah. But the She-Ra one was the one, right? And then the one at the Evil and Skeletor one was like felt like a tip of the hat to the 87. Because the 87 one had the post-credit scene of Skeletor. But the She-Ra one was, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh yeah. No worries. Please say.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that ending Skeletor scene was I think we all expected that. You know, it's the very obligatory. He's not really dead. He'll be back. It's Skeletor. You can't. We're not going to keep him down. So,
I think we all fully expected, especially the week or two leading up to the movie, we're like, She-Ra's going to be in it. Like it's just
yeah.
And I think again because of the success of the Netflix show, but also just because you're like, it looks like we're compressing a lot. It's like, I mean, I've got some thoughts about the movie itself kind of thing, but I'm like, you're setting it up. You're going to want to expand this because if you're going to do a trilogy, there's a lot of ground to cover. If you want to get Teela leveled up to sorceress, if you want to get a She-Ra, you have to do these like one per movie. So you gotta bust through it. It's not like a TV show where you've got like 5 seasons to go through this. You're like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, let's get moving.
It feels like Amazon though, because they wanted to do the She-Ra movie, sort of looked at because the main sort of negative feedback that I paid attention to that was valid about the She-Ra DreamWorks series. Anytime some dude was like, she's not sexy enough, it's like, she's 16. She is not supposed to be sexy to you. Like, she looks like an athletic 16-year-old who does gymnastics. We're good. Like, stop being weird.
Yeah. It's the same people when, like, Lola Bunny wasn't sexy enough anymore. And I'm like, what are you saying? Like let's just break down what you're saying here.
But the irony of it all is it's also the same people who are complaining about Teela wearing pants in the new movie and not showing enough leg, but then they're also complaining about the Fisto jokes. And it's like, well, pick a lane. Like, you're either, like you can't complain about Teela showing skin because you want to see Teela showing skin, but then you're also complaining that the Fisto jokes are too lewd. Like, it's stupid.
Right.
It's like, grow up. We're 40 years old by this point. Come on.
Exactly. But
my sexy cartoons aren't sexy enough, and you're like, okay.
That's friggin' weird. Like, it's one thing when you're like, we constantly make this joke on the pod. We'll mention a female character, and 9 times out of 10, it's an animal hybrid. So like Gadget from Rescue Rangers, Cheetara, Cleo from Cadillac Cats, and Jason will always make the joke, was that a sexual awakening for you? That's funny. And some of that stuff was sexual awakening.
Some is true.
When we were kids. But when you're like, I don't know, 40, 45, and you're upset that a 16-year-old cartoon character isn't sexy enough, I think you really got to take stock.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where, again, too, like you took time out of your day to jump online and scream about this into the ether, and you're like, I wish I had your problems. Like, God, I wish I had your life. Like, I mean, I've got actual things I got to deal with. Not that.
I will trade this bullshit right here for being upset. Oh no, I'll stick with this. I don't want to be that guy that talks about a 16-year-old animated girl not being sexy. Screw it. Give me the nerve pain.
No. Yeah. Also, I mean, like, spoiler territory. I mean, like, the way She-Ra looked from, the back, which insert your own joke here, but I mean, like, and the Fright Zone, frankly, the Fright Zone was spot on, like, spot on filmation. But I mean, I'm sure they'll change the costume and the actress for a sequel, which I think we're getting.
Especially after she leaked it. She spoiled it for a lot of people.
That was funny. I was like, oh, hey, there's this model posting all these pictures and stuff. I don't think that's supposed to be out yet.
Like, hey.
But I still got the screenshots for the website. So
yeah.
But also, like, if she was hoping to get the job, That's not how you do
Probably
it.
not. But then she just posted a thing where she's like doing sword training. Like one of the just a few days ago, she posted a video of her doing sword training. So who knows?
This is very Sean Young showing up to audition for Catwoman.
Right.
In a Catwoman suit. You're like, well, you're crazy, so no, we're gonna give it to Michelle.
We joke, but like I opened my door like a week ago and it was Sean Young in a Catwoman suit, like
still there.
I'm trying to get cast.
It did not fit well anymore.
It's like no, it was I ordered a Catwoman figure. Action figure. It's already Michelle Pfeiffer. Here's a paper bag. Act your way into it. Anyway, that's to this day, and since you brought up Sean Young, this is your fault, Andrew. But to this day, my favorite movie review ever is from a People magazine when the Sean Young movie "A Kiss Before Dying" with Matt Dillon came out, and the opening line of that, and this is when I'm like, oh, I want to write about movies and media, maybe. The opening line is, in "A Kiss Before Dying," Sean Young plays twins, neither of whom can act. So good.
I think we can all agree her finest work was Ace Ventura.
Yeah, maybe. It's a little problematic in retrospect.
I always love those reviews where they're like, this movie has Sean Young in it, who allegedly is an actress, and you're like, allegedly.
She was really good in Blade Runner, where she was robotic and wooden and.
But even that sucks. I mean, like Brent Spiner can do like wonders as a robot Data, but there's 7 of 9. Like there, you can do a lot with a robot. She kind of just really was there.
Sean Young ran so Parker Posey could walk.
Sean Young is the Gal Gadot. Is the Gal Gadot of her time.
I just
anyway,
Trailblazer.
Really respect the pioneering nature of Sean Young.
Anyway, back to the point.
Oh yeah.
So I think Amazon really wants a She-Ra series, and I think, and again, the news we were getting about the Masters of the Universe movie was it was a streaming movie. It seems almost originally. I don't know that. I think originally their plan was like Voltron would be theatrical, He-Man would be on streaming, and then there would be a She-Ra series with like the occasional He-Man movies or whatever. And it seems like based on the Motu movie, they decided like, well, let's switch it, and Voltron is now going straight to streaming.
Well, and that's I think that kind of plays into whether we'll get a sequel to this movie or not. I've tried going back to find like the actual like early announcements of the He-Man movie on whether it was initially planned to be streaming first and then they decided later to give it a theatrical run. Because if that's the case, then I don't know, I don't know a lot about this kind of stuff. I'm just kind of theorizing, but if it was meant to go to streaming first and the theatrical run was added later, then to my mind, whatever the box office earnings are is just extra to what the initial goal was.
Yeah.
And And I think
it could be like a K-pop Demon Hunters kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or it could be like sort of K-pop Demon Hunters where like, it's, I don't know if it was ever meant for theaters kind of thing, but they kind of just sort of didn't think it was going to be all that great. Lo and behold, it's been the top 10 for like a year now. And I think that's also the metrics too, where it's like Amazon, this is one of those rare things where I'm like, yay, Amazon, like thanks for taking our money, thanks for like dodging taxes, thanks for being an evil corporation, but like they don't care. They have all the money
with
and
crappy
they have
delivery drivers.
Exactly. Well, exactly. But also, I mean, like if this was Warner Brothers, if this was Disney, they'd be like $5 million, get it out, get it out of theaters, dump it on Disney Plus, whatever. Right. Amazon's like, and I mean, like lately they've been sort of talking a big game of like, this is part of our strategy. This is part of our 10-year outlook. So we're making it whether you watch it or not. And again, they're still probably trying to see, much like Dungeons and Dragons, which has been compared to a lot, like will it see a better second life there? Or even like, frankly, like Austin Powers bombed in the theaters, got a great life in VHS, and then and it's coming back again in a few years. Yeah. So like we could still get some justice on streaming. And I think a lot of people probably were waiting for that just to be like, well, I'm not going to pay money to go see this, but
Right.
it
It's
looks like
sure
a
that's
fun
the
movie.
other
So
part of it too. Is it's expensive to go to a movie now.
Mhm.
Like tickets.
Yeah.
I think tickets kind of match inflation. They're not astronomical, but you walk in that door and you have a family with you, you have a kid with you. Oh heavens, what you're going to end up walking out of there with.
Right.
And I could see a lot of parents being like, well, movies are coming out to streaming and I can go buy them at Walmart. Well, a good case in point, and I've used it before, Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy is already on home release. Like I saw it, I think it was yesterday or the day before at Walmart. And I think it came out like, what, a month and a half, 2 months ago?
Yeah. April.
Maybe.
yeah.
And they had a lot of merch at the time, popcorn buckets and what have you, for when that came out. And even when Henry and I went to go see Motu, we got him the cup and everything. There was limited Motu merchandise at the theater we went to, but he started seeing other stuff there. He's like, oh, Dad, can we find the Yoshi popcorn bucket? Can we find this popcorn bucket? Oh, Dad, you need this, you need that. You think parents want to screw with that? Probably not.
Right.
I will watch
Nope.
it at home for $3.99 and have all the snacks you want here for about $50 to $80 cheaper. So
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I go to like the fancy theater with like the reclining lounge, sofa kind of thing, and I get like the room service with like the beer and the jalapeno poppers and all that stuff brought to me. And by the time I walk out there, I mean, I could have gone out to like a circuit party and like blown through like $200. I mean, when I get that final bill, I'm like, Jesus God, like, it was just for a 2-hour movie, but God Almighty,
Right.
And, and I think the other factor of it is that this is, Mattel's main goal is to sell more He-Man toys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, with Amazon backing it, and I mean, how many exclusive movie related Amazon toys are there? There's the 4-pack of the core figures. There's the Sky Sled pack with He-Man packed in. Like,
Yep.
I feel like it's all part of the plan, and I think we're going to be just fine with the sequel, honestly.
Well,
And also too, like, I mean, like the K-pop Demon Hunters kind of thing. I mean, it is a kids movie, and I think once it's on streaming, will like Moana, like all those babysitting movies.
Yeah.
I think this could do well. I think this could do very well.
so,
Like, and that's the thing, when it comes to kids movies, it's a repeat because that's the thing. I mean, when I was a kid, I'd watch Beetlejuice at least 5 times a week. Like, it was just one of those things where, like, once you're like in it, once you're like committed to something, you're like, you'll watch that thing till the tape runs out. Like,
oh yeah,
even the Secret of the Sword, like they dropped it in March theatrically for like and then they didn't do nationwide. It was like regional rollouts with it, with them full well knowing that like come September, the entire movie would be a 5-episode launch for the She-Ra show. Because that was sort of to get the marketing money. So I think part of the metric that we're never going to know about because of how Mattel operates and how Amazon operates is we don't know how much of the budget for this was Mattel marketing money from their marketing budget and how much of it was Amazon money. And that's sort of wherein, like Filmation didn't produce, like Mattel said, here's our marketing money, make some cartoons with it. The reason He-Man ended wasn't because of She-Ra, which is widely sort of said. He-Man ended because at the end of 2 seasons, it was too expensive to produce another season.
Yeah.
And so with the marketing money Mattel had, they said, oh, well, let's do She-Ra, Princess of Power, and He-Man can, like, be in that. So, like, that's sort of, again, it was Filmation, despite Lou Scheimer and Filmation Studios wanting to make a good product that would, imbue some of us with good morals. Some of us on the internet have proven we did not pay attention to those.
Didn't listen.
They turned it off before the moral hit.
Yeah, right. They were already out in the yard beating each other up. But despite that, at the end of the day, the thing was Lou his whole motive, and Erica has spoken, his daughter has spoken to this in a couple interviews, where like when Mattel showed up, yeah, we're gonna take it because, and if we do it this particular way, he could get so many weeks of work out of that, and that's so many weeks where, like the animators were employed, the animators had insurance, the animators could make their mortgages and their car payments and their insurance and like car insurance and stuff. It was always Lou's sort of outlook was like, yeah, let's make something entertaining, something educationally interesting that will help kids be good. But at the end of the day, it's like, how am I going to pay all of these people that work for me?
Right.
And I
But also
think,
importantly, like the marketing apparatus as it stands now, that's not what that was. They created it
yeah,
accidentally.
Mhm.
yeah,
Like they were sort of like, we're just making like a toy commercial, and then Lou
Yeah.
was like, let's make it, and sort of kind of
Yeah.
calm the angry moms. Let's make it like educational and get some moral
Yeah.
lessons kind of thing. They were trying to like skirt the new Reaganomics, but like this pipeline of toy to cartoon to
Yeah.
pencil case to all the stuff that wasn't there. So
Yeah.
they like literally like, I mean, Star Wars sort of like laid the groundwork, and then He-Man, Joe, Transformers really solidified it, and then
Well, and
everything since then is based off of that.
well, they took the model and flipped it, whereas Star Wars is the product, and like the movie, that's like what engaged everyone, and then, well, let's make stuff related to that. Whereas with He-Man, it's the opposite. Let's make all the stuff and then give you something to engage with to keep you. So it's sort of the inverse, and nothing wrong. I mean, it's interesting, because Mattel had Barbie, and for decades, Barbie didn't need any of that. Like the Barbie and the Rockers, the original origin of Barbie and the Rockers is in one of the coloring books that I have. That like they didn't even release storybooks that first. I mean, not that they had time because they were ripping off Gem and the holograms, but at the same time, the origin of that, how Barbie joins the band, she goes to a record store and runs into Diva, aka Midge, and Diva's like, "Come audition," and then Barbie's now the lead singer of an existing band, and they tour the world and they're famous with gold records. And Ken brings the gold record at the end because apparently he works at the record company. But that's the origin because Mattel, because for so long, Barbie didn't really need a story for many, many decades. And it's interesting. We get a Barbie story within the last 10 years because suddenly that is a component of a successful, even for Barbie, you have to start adding some lore to it at some point. So I think that, it's something that, and it's cheaper to do this kind of marketing in this day and age than to like, I mean, who the heck is watching TV to watch a toy commercial on, streaming? Like,
who's buying toys? Like, except for us.
Yeah.
The kids last weekend, when was the last time we were at the store? I went to both the Kroger, well, Fred Meyer up here, but it's Kroger. I went to the toy section at the Fred Meyer, and I went to the toy section at Walmart when we went, because we shop at 4 different grocery stores in this economy. And interestingly, we always hear kids don't buy toys anymore, and each of those toy sections had kids in them. They weren't necessarily buying action figures, but like I did watch some little brat get the last fill the fridge surprise ball that I needed. I'm sure it has the IHOP cake, the IHOP burger thing I'm missing from my set. Anyway, I'm not
kids
bitter.
look like surprise boxes and like little labubus or like gooey whatever, but it's all like, you're like, I got the gold one or I got the whatever. Like they're big into the gambling of it versus the actual collecting of it.
It's like the weird Pokemon card pack effect, but also like mixed with the YouTube Ryan's World
reactions.
Crap. Like it's all kind of tied in with that now.
Surprise balls, collect them all, but it like the components of toys are there. It's just it looks really different than what toys are for us. And so I think that's
it's just different than what it was. And that's not to say that, like, I guess I'm a good example of this. I have a 7-year-old. He still likes looking at action figures. He still thinks they're cool. He still asks about them. He is also interested in the blind bag stuff, the surprise pouch things. the skibbity toilet of it all. But
That movie's
kids
still going ahead.
like action figures. They're still into it. So I don't know where this market research is coming from. The kids don't buy toys anymore. That's not exactly true. They just aren't buying what you grew up on.
I think the market research is grumpy adult YouTubers complaining about
it's grumpy
toys.
Yeah.
It's speculation at best.
Who are mad they can't get Lex Luthor bald in a suit, and they have to get some sort of action.
And like the thing is, if Hasbro and Mattel were solely reliant on us to keep them in business, they'd be long gone.
Yeah,
they would be long gone. Like we're not. We're like, as much as we think we're Legion, we may be Legion. Like it's like 100. Like
to that point, I think this is why Hasbro and Mattel have so many of the collector-oriented things as crowd funds. And I think when people say stuff, YouTubers are like, oh, like they should be able to afford all of this. And it's like, I don't think they can, because they actually need to make a profit on this stuff. Or at least break even enough to justify it. And there's none of the retail stores I go to, even at Christmas, are going to have anything like the USS Flag, like Eternia.
No, like those days are gone. And even then, at the time, I mean, it was ludicrous. Like I remember seeing the Flag and Eternia at a toy store, and even like in the height of like the excess 80s, I was like, whoa! Like it was like
picture that in your bedroom. Like it's even you have to walk around it to get out of the room, and then you bump into it because you're half asleep and it's 6 a.m. and your brother.
I still want a Flag. I keep seeing one at a toy store nearby, and I'm like, it's a coffee table. I could use that as a coffee table. It's fine. But it's like it is the old adage, like the happiest day and the of my life was when I bought a boat and when I sold a boat. So like I just know a Flag fits in that realm where it's like I want to buy that boat, but it'll be so much happier when it leaves my house.
The best part about the Flag was like the ship part of it, like with all the like computer panels. So when we took ours apart and we put the aircraft carrier part away, but we kept the boat part, and that was just it was a fine. I put it with my GI.
I think that's what I want. I want the bridge. The bridge is wicked. Everything else is just a platform. I hate it. Like I don't need that in my home.
Hello. Really quick, let's do some hellos. We're just gonna gab people. It's the 4 of us. Hello. Oh, that's me saying hello to Nolan. Sorry. Hi, Nolan. We're official, you guys. Nolan's here. Kiss My Grits, Florida. Hello. I'm thinking if they reboot Gem and the Holograms and they don't make the mistake of trying to update it, I think it'll be fine.
Yep.
This is the case where we need a literal 80s timepiece that's literally adapting a cartoon.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't need any original.
That'd be clever. I understand why they went the route they tried with the movie and had the director that they did, but nah, man, if you want to do a good Gems movie, it's like you got to do this in the 80s, and it's
Nobody needs
JoJo. Product of the time.
Yeah, lean into it.
Yeah.
I think the only way you modernize it is if this wouldn't even be that modern because this idea is dated. But if you did like a modern take on it, and it's more like a VH1 Behind the Music, but even that is dated.
Yeah,
that's true.
But at least that's when like MTV was still and VH1 was still a thing. Like I mean, it was very MTV generation, and I mean I just don't. You can't do that now unless they're like. And they tried that. They were like, "Oh, they're YouTube sensations. This is boring. Like, just do like, just glitter and drag queens and cocaine, and just go 80s, go hard, like
the 80s."
Agreed.
And you gotta have Hector Ramirez in there somewhere.
Exactly, and he could be like the Nick Fury of the Hasbro verse.
Gem's enemy has to be
together a team.
Nick Fury.
It's got to be a rich man in a suit trying to steal the record company away from her.
Or if he was like the evil like Nick Fury, he's like he introduces like jazz or pizzazz to I don't know, like one of the Inhumanoids or something like that. I'd be like, yes. Tendril has access to pizzazz now. They're unbeatable.
No quip. Stop trying to update it for the kids. The kids can either like it as an 80s timepiece or no.
We could do the gem dance.
We should talk the movie now that we've talked marketing.
What
Amazon.
real quickly
yeah.
before we get into it, I just wanted to ask, since we were talking about play sets and crowd funds,
Yeah.
did anybody else get their shipping notice for Skeletal Lady Slither from the Snake
No.
Layer crowd fund?
I
seen
haven't,
it.
but they're apparently going to ship her out separately.
Yeah, so I got the shipping notification yesterday that she
Okay.
has been shipped, but that's the
Okay.
only thing that's been shipped. So she's on her way.
Well, oddly enough, I called Mattel Creations today because when I bought my Snake Lair, I wasn't logged in. I bought it a different way. So if I
Mhm.
log in, I can't see it under my orders.
Your
So
order
I called
history.
to get
Oh, yeah.
my order number and stuff. And the lady also mentioned apparently the Snake Lair itself is supposed to ship in November. So
That's wild.
I got to figure
November.
something out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it really makes me wonder why they're shipping out Lady Slither right now.
That's how they did it with King Grayskull.
Is
He-
it?
Did they?
Yeah, he shipped.
yeah,
he
yeah,
shipped around this time, are comparable, and then like 4 months later was when when Eternia started shipping out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think it's just because like there was no way to fit it all into the same box.
It was, yeah.
And-
Also,
Yeah,
I
that
mean, like
makes
she's
sense.
probably done. Like she's basically a repaint, so they're like, we're
Yeah,
not letting
yeah,
her
it's not
sit in a
hard.
warehouse for like 9 months while
Well,
you know,
also
just get
not
her out.
everyone. Well, it does make sense though because only early bird people got that.
Oh, that's right. That's
So-
right. It was a
So
tiered thing.
not everyone who's getting the Snake Layer is going to get Skeletal
Slither.
Lady Slither. So it has to go out separately anyway. And figure, I mean, she's not a full repaint. Like
baby.
she's got several new, like her torso, I think, is new, and the head sculpt is new. So,
Mhm.
and torso's, like it's pretty significant. So.
The moral of me bringing up that story is that we're one step closer to the Snorse, and I know we're all very excited about the Snorse.
Yeah, like
So.
last summer was the summer of the Snorse, and I just would not shut up about it. And
It was so
Did it-
fun.
Did the
I
Snorse
just,
make
like,
it? I
you would
can't
message
Snort-
me. You would like send me like Snorse memes. I'm like, stop it! Like I have to stop talking about it.
Snorse
Yeah,
Girl
you're right.
Summer.
It
I
just
couldn't
made me
remember
laugh
whether
so much
the-
to lean into the absurdity of it. It's like, yeah, I'll
Snorse.
embrace Snorse Girl Summer.
So
So-
correct me if I'm wrong. The only thing with that didn't like fund or whatever was the Pythonus, right? We did get
Yeah.
the Snorse. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got the Snorse.
Okay.
Yeah, Snorse was
Yeah,
the.
I'm still like, I'm a classics boy, so I still want like a 7-inch Lady Slither,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
now a
Cool.
7-inch Snorse.
Hopefully
so
we
I'm
get
like,
it with Chronicles. She's on the box art for King Grayskull.
Yeah,
okay, I'll be down for that
Oh.
because Chronicles is actually superior to Masterverse, so I'm actually happier with that because
Chronicles
I
is
did not
just-
like Masterverse.
Chronicles is
Masterverse
just
was like
really
2.0.
nice looking.
Mhm.
I don't know. They were like, it's like the McFarlane of He-Man lines. I don't know. There's something about the proportions. I didn't like it. I didn't care for
You
it.
didn't
So
care for it?
the only thing I really picked up was like Sunman because he looked great, but like
Mhm.
I didn't want any other figures, so I got him, and I'm like, there's something janky. Like it's not quite right.
So on this
Is that
note,
the new DC?
yeah, this is the Mattel Flash from the kids line, and I'm going to
Oh, I got
say
that
that
too.
if Masterverse had the articulation this I think $12.99 figure did, I think most people would like that had complaints about Masterverse would have been fine because this is for a $12 figure. This thing has some great articulation.
Yeah,
Like,
I wasn't gonna
I-
buy Core, but then I got Flash, and then I pre-ordered. I think Joker's coming, and then I got that 3-pack with like Nightwing, Bane, and Batman. And I was just like, these are like the face sculpts are great, like the proportions are good. And again, too, like I every time, like for years, I wanted to buy the only good non-superpowers DC line was classics. But every time I picked one up, I'm like, bleh, like I hate it. I hated them. Like it was just
Really?
absolutely toxic in my hand. So like I would pick up like Wonder Woman. I'm like, this is a hateful figure, and I would throw it back in the bin. So like I wanted something good, and like I picked up the Flash, and even with like no ankles, no what yada yada. But I mean, like he looks damn good for what it is for $12.
well, I
So-
couldn't decide if I was going to, and then Big Bad Toy Store had them. I needed to ship my pile of loot. So I went ahead and grabbed one. I'm like, well, I'll throw that. And I think it was $13.99 on Big Bad Toy Store. So I threw it in because I was getting a ginormous box. Like all my gems and the holograms dolls were in it. My Wonder Woman, my Barbie Wonder Woman. Like it was a huge. I'm like, just let's do it. And everything is like pre-order for the rest of this line, and I ordered everything but the Batman. Either of the Batman, because those are available in 2-packs with Clayface and another villain. And
they're better Batman.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not all in for the core line, but like, so far in theory, I'm all in for one of each version of the characters.
Yeah, and it's like it's a nice like because I mean like we're getting the adult line like January 1st apparently. Like that's like it is out like the first day of January. Like so like they're just nothing this year. But I mean like as a teaser, as a taste, as something to sort of tide you over in the meantime. Yeah. Very nice. Like very, very nice.
They're cool looking.
Yeah.
And for $12-13 a pop, that ain't bad. That's one thing I'm loving about this core line. Henry's into it, and they're depending on where you go, it is $9 to $11.
And the core line sells with Marvel Legends, so yeah.
And the faces are really nice. I mean, like the articulation aside, I mean, like they're really nice.
Yeah.
For especially again for 12, because we saw what Spin Master did for a couple of years there, and we're like, what the hell was that?
Well, even the movie Coraline Tila, which is $9.99. Even the articulation on this is really pretty good.
Yeah, the core great articulation on them. Like,
and I know people are like, it doesn't have ankle articulation. I hate ankle rockers. It's like ankle rocker figures their ankles always go bad and then they fall. So I just
yeah. And I mean, bringing it back to He-Man a little bit. I mean, like I had sort of written Mattel off for a couple of years there. I'm like, what do you do? Like, what are you here for?
What would you say you do here?
Exactly. I mean, they did like Origins. They like, they were like, they had Barbie, of course. Like they were still like, chugging along with like some like old, favorites. But I mean, like this past year with between like DC, Turtles, and these toys coming out that are like incredible for an incredible price. I'm like, damn, like Mattel's in it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, at a time where I often feel like, as a Star Wars person, for my entire life, I feel like I buy a lot of Hasbro Star Wars product, because of the
another clone.
Yeah, I don't buy clones. I have a really narrow at this point in time criteria for Star Wars action figures. But I always find myself sort of gritting my teeth anytime, even when it's a really good figure, because there's so much not good about Hasbro in this day and age. And I do not find myself having the same sort of I mean, it's still a big corporation run by evil billionaires or what have you. But if I'm going to give money to evil billionaires for action figures, at least Mattel seems to be trying to hide that they're evil billionaires. So
yeah. And also it's like a real like sort of shot of energy in a very kind of stagnant feel. Because I mean, the thing is like with Hasbro, like with their Indiana Jones, with their Power Rangers, like they were nice, they were fine, but they were fine. They were following the Legends and the Star Wars formula, and it was starting to get a little stale. And I mean, I finished my X-Men Marvel Legends, and I've been like, bleh, like just checked out ever since. Yeah, Mattel really kind of like came out of nowhere. And I mean, and right now I'm like kind of excited to see what they would do with Turtles, despite Playmates kind of running that thing into the ground. I'm like, well, what's Mattel got? And is it in this style of like this articulation, this this mechanics of wrestling?
What was kind of cool is we saw the Turtles of Grayskull line that Mattel did, and a lot of the Turtles look great. The head sculpts look great.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely curious to see what they do with that license.
Because I mean, Playmates. I mean, like they've been re-releasing their old figures, which are like way to count on your laurels, but like it would be good to have like sort of fresh blood. And I think that's even I mean, even frankly, I mean, Marvel's fine. I think where it's at, but like I think Star Wars, they could jump ship too. I wouldn't be mad about it.
I feel like the secret, my opinion on Star Wars before we get to the reason we're here tonight. I don't, as long as whoever, it doesn't need to be Hasbro for me. Like Kenner is dead. whether as soon as the year 2000 was essentially Kenner has been dead.
Yeah.
And there is a certain nostalgia for me whenever especially the vintage collection with the little Kenner thing. But I feel like if somebody were to take it over, as long as they give us 3 3/4 figures among their offerings, I'm good. Like, I would be happy with anyone, because 3 3/4 is the Star Wars. I don't care what all these Black Series people think. They're wrong. Star Wars is why 3 3/4 became the force it became. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Well, that and an oil embargo.
Yeah, but that's why they were 3 3/4, right? Exactly.
Sunrise, sunset. I mean, we're here, there again.
Right. Just in time for 50 years of Star Wars next year. But I wouldn't be sad if a new company came in, because the new companies, even if they're still doing 3 3/4, it's going to have some fresh energy. And sort of to bring it back to Motu, I feel like after it, because it was Maddie Collector, it was like fan only, or whatever, however we want to think of that. And then they
real
also,
fans.
Yeah, right. And then they license it out to Super 7. It feels like, though, at some point while Super 7 had it, the Mattel realized the worth of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Suddenly somebody at Mattel was like, wait, this is actually like a good property. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Well, it's wild, because even on the Mattel Creations website, we were looking at this the other day. They have like a historical timeline of all the different He-Man toy lines over the years.
Yeah.
And they completely ignore the Super 7 era of classics. It's really weird. It's like, we're not going to talk about that because
it was a blip, frankly, because I was a collector.
I
was a classics diehard, and it was very short lived. Because the thing is, I wanted them to go harder.
There are a lot of production. I mean, there are a lot of what we come to expect from Super 7. Like, there was a lot of stuff not arriving until months later. Like, and this is before lockdown.
Or like that, Filmation Tila with the hips that were like 2 feet off of her body, and we're like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing here?"
There was a lot of questionable, and they're still using that classics buck, almost 20 years later, and it's like it's not the best. It's not the best, guys. But it feels like after it was at Super 7, somebody at Mattel realized, wait, this is an important IP or whatever, because it was not like Origins came right after they took it back. Masterverse, I mean, granted, they did have sort of the cartoon, the Revelations Revolution, but the new CGI happened at that time. Somebody at Mattel at some point, while Super 7 was making those toys, realized, wait, we have something here that people like.
Yeah.
Let's do something with it. And for sort of the issues Origin has had, with that point where we got that one, the Jitsu, Buzz Off, Naked Shadows, Sorceress assortment that just got overproduced.
Everywhere.
Yeah. That really hung out for a while.
There's a store in Portland when I go to Portland that still has that assortment.
Jeez.
They still have a Sorceress and a Jitsu. They don't have Buzz Off or
no Naked Stratos.
I bought them all. Because custom
that he was definitely overproduced, because I think on Big Bad Toy Store, Jitsu is down to about he's under $4. I know that.
Last time I got
please.
Well, it got to the point where you see it, you just see him so often on the shelves and nothing else, that it's like, I hate these characters now, because I've just been oversaturated with them. I don't ever want to see him again.
The vintage collection right now, I hate that Faker figure, because there's one Walmart, it is like 20 Fakers and a Tila.
Yeah, that's how mine is. I've never seen the Man at Arms. I haven't seen Merman. There's no way. I'm not going to
I
say Beastman or
lucked
Evil-Lyn.
into a merman.
This is my
after
beef
the
with
movie.
like one of my favorite franchises was Bucky O'Hare, and it was Hasbro at the time, but they produced every figure, one or two per case, infamously. And so Bucky, Deadeye, Blinky, they all went first, and then you were left over with Toad Air Marshal. And so you go to the store and you're like, "Can I have a Bucky O'Hare figure, please?" And they were like, "No, but we have 400 Toad Air Marshals on the shelf that
Yeah.
nobody wants." And like they're still there to this day, like 40 years later. Like they were like, "Please God, get rid of these ugly Toad figures."
Yeah, and it's not just Motu that's doing it. There's a couple just down that same aisle. There's like 10 civilian clothing Wolverine X-Men 97 Marvel Legends. There is oh God, what is his name? Count Nefaria. There is a Count Nefaria on an Iron Man blister card Marvel Legends figure still sitting there.
Was he like a black and white costume?
Yeah, he looked like Temu Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I've seen him many times in the wild.
That sucker has been on that peg hook for at least 3 years.
I have a picture somewhere on my phone. I'll have to dig for it, but for a while at my local Walmart, there was a Superpowers Dark Side repackaged into the Party Boy Stratos card that was hanging on the. Yeah, I think I sent it to you. It was like years ago, but it was there forever, and I just remember seeing like
the two of you.
Yeah, it was.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it was wild. I was like, "What is happening here?" Yeah, but then it also goes into that weird. It also goes into that weird zone of like when there's these toys on the shelves and the pessimistic part of the fandom starts like conflating that with the line's success or fail rate.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, at my store, there's 3 Tilas that have been there for a while. So that means that everybody hates Revelation. It's like, that's not how things work, man. Like,
or the girl figures don't sell, which is, and that's the other thing. I remember like I think my very first video where I was sort of like setting the ground rules for the series kind of thing. I'm like, is it true that like, like young boys are not clamoring for young girl action figures? Yes, of course. Like, let's just be real here kind of thing. But I mean, at the same time too, like when I see Age of Apocalypse Wolverine from 5 years ago still on pegs, does that mean Wolverines don't sell? Does that mean male figures don't sell? Does that mean X-Men figures don't sell? No, you can't conflagulate the two things like just because you see that thing everywhere.
So many different factors.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably at some point talk about this movie.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna recommend because I like ending on a positive note. Why don't we go around and I can kick it off if that's kosher. What's a negative or a con to the flick? Because no movie is perfect. I'm sure all 4 of us have some sort of critique. I will kick that off because my critiques are very minimal. About the only thing I didn't like was some of Duncan's swearing. That's about it. I think he leaned a little too much into saying ass, and for some reason, I just didn't like hearing him say goddamn. That's my
I didn't even notice.
complaint. That's it.
He also
was a drunk. He was me.
The drunk part didn't bother me. I'm like, I've been a man, knocked down a peg or two and fallen in a bottle. I get that.
Well, because it serves a higher purpose. It serves a higher narrative purpose that is, effective.
A redemption arc, maybe?
Yeah, sure. But let's focus on that he was a drunk, so that means that it was a terrible character in the movie.
Of course. There's no character growth to be had in a story.
Exactly. He even almost gets an F word in there, and he gets cut off by like missile fire or Roboto saying something.
I mean, frankly, they should have, because I mean, like, but there was like 7 different fisting jokes, and I'm like, whoa! Like even I was like, whoa, that's a lot.
Let's take it down a notch, guys.
Like what?
That,
cool, it's cute, but like,
me. I think I was just like, all right, calm down.
Yeah, like it wasn't like I'm not like I'm offended, but I was like, that's a lot. Like it just keeps going.
Well, it's just the thing where it's like Well, yeah, and it's just that thing. It's like, no, we heard the joke the first time. We don't need to repeat it 3 times. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
We
Well,
got it.
that's the rule 3. In comedy, the rule of 3. The first one lands. The second one's kind of funny. The third one's extra funny. So,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Fair
true.
enough. Fair enough.
I will say my one gripe, and we saw this in the trailer, so it's not like it's any kind of like, surprise. But the fact that like there's a little tiny bridge from Eterno's Palace to Castle Grayskull, I was like,
Mhm.
Eternia's a big place, and I like the bigness of it. So like the fact that you actually smush these two things together, like it just, and I get why they did it, because like you can't have, you needed for the plot a quick escape for Adam kind of thing. I
Yeah.
get why it's
You
done,
needed
and there was
the
and I also
active
like
centralized.
my lore brain kind of goes like, well, Grayskull in theory was the former capital, and now they've
Mhm.
built a new palace, so maybe that kind of works in that. Whatever. It's a
But
stupid thing, but still, I'm like, it's right there. Like,
so I don't know if it's out there yet. I may or may not have seen some content some people have made that got to visit the set, and the one of the people who helped design stuff for the movie, because again, I don't know if they've gotten the okay to post this footage yet, so that's why I'm trying to talk
Tread
around it.
lightly.
But in the footage where they're interviewing this person, there was a really specific reason why they decided to have Grayskull so close. So even though I don't necessarily myself agree with it, like there was thought put into that. There was
Sure.
reasoning. There was like an
Oh, sure.
actual, and it's very much online with what you just said about like it being the former capital. Like it was once the center of everything before over time so because that was my thought as well, like that's a little close, right? But then I saw that thing, and again, I'm more on your side. Like it should be out in the wilderness, it should be away, it should be lost,
like forgotten. Yeah, like
It's
some
It
like
should have.
relic.
It should have a. Yeah, it should have a mystique to it. It's
yeah, it's sort of
mysterious.
like
Yeah.
in the
It's kind of
original
spooky.
mini comics, right? In the
Yeah.
original
Also, I
mini
mean, like growing up, like I lived in like the country, so like there were like actual abandoned houses
Yeah.
that were like forgotten about. So I remember
Yeah.
this one actually, like it was right next to our house, and we didn't know about it. It was literally about like 100 feet away, and we went through the brush, and we're like, holy crap! Like there's this 2-story like colonial home next to us, and the entire thing, like the inside had all collapsed. But like that's my mind's eye of Castle Grayskull, where it's like
Mhm.
it's right there, but like it's so lost to time. No one
Yeah.
knows who even the original owners were. Like no one knows anything about it, but it's just sort of just there, like in the woods.
Yeah.
Close to where I live, we have an old. It's an old teachers' college that had been abandoned for years, and it's like a huge complex, just these huge buildings that have just sat abandoned for years.
Mhm.
We used to like, you'd go up there in like high school and like sneak in and break in and graffiti the walls and
Smash some
stuff
windows.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of fun. What is really cool though is that in the past 10 or 15 years or so, it's been bought, and the owners have turned it into a Halloween haunt
Oh,
each
Yes.
year, and it's super cool because you go up there and it's like 4 different buildings that you get to walk through that each have different themes and stuff. But yeah, it's that thing
There
where
was-
it's like, oh, let's go up to the spooky Albion College and see what's going on.
There was a
up there.
place in pretty much downtown Vancouver in the the east side, which is if you've ever been in the city, the east side is always the bad side. But it was a let's just say like an insane asylum in like the 40s and 50s kind of thing, and then they were almost too self-sufficient, so some old biddy had them closed down because they were like not costing money. They were just building, making their own food and helping the patients. She's like, get rid of it. So it shut down very suddenly. They let all the inmates out into the streets, and that's why the east side is the east side. But the actual place itself, they would rent it to X-Files, to Supernatural, to whatever for filming. And I remember I was on a film set one night there, and it's like it's an abandoned like asylum. So like there's underground tunnels, there's like all these different access points, and I gotta tell you, like 2 a.m, you haven't slept in like a long time. It's dark. There's weird noises. You're like, Jesus God, like it's something else.
Somebody
They're
opened
like,
the
there
hell
are
now.
ghosts here. I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm like, there's a ghost. There's
Yeah, they're definitely here.
Like-
What one more thought on the whole Castle Grayskull thing is it almost felt like it was kind of like the local. I feel like I've talked about this with somebody here before. Maybe it was you, Allison, on our last talk. But it felt like the local cathedral for Eternos.
Yeah.
You know, where like the sorceress is like the patron saint of the city, and even down to the point I put a post up that I noticed on my last viewing that inside the Eternos Palace on the archways, there's a stone bust
Yes.
of the sorceress's head. You know,
or a sorceress, or like
a sorceress. It looks more Filmation than it does the actual movie sorceress design,
Mhm.
but it's definitely a sorceress, yeah, for sure. So it kind of had that vibe to me, where it was kind of like the local, you know, cathedral for Eternos.
Yeah, without spelling it out, because there was no time. Like it felt like there was reverence for it. There was like, you know, the big statues of the kind of the elders ish, like or whoever it was, like, you know, going there. Like it seemed like there was reason. They didn't say it, and I could sort of like do the whole like mind's eye reasons kind of thing. But nevertheless, I mean, it still was like very odd choice that we saw like early in the trailers. I'm like, what a weird thing to do. And frankly, it's really all just for the plot. Like they needed to get Marlena and Adam to
the castle
in under 5 minutes, like, and that's it. Like,
yeah.
So I guess for like gripes about the movie, I think for me it would be, you know, I liked the humor in the movie, but I also feel like some of it undercut some of the more emotional moments to the point where it didn't quite land like I would have wanted it. And one of the key points is the moment with Prince Adam, where he's kind of in the dungeon at Snake Mountain and he's rallying the heroes to, like, you know, break out, and he's having this big moment, and it just keeps getting undercut by jokes about, you know, they get his name wrong, you know, they don't know, you know, he asks how much do they bench, they don't know what that means, and it just kind of felt like, well, this is the moment where Adam can shine and be seen as heroic even when he's not He-Man, where we kind of get to see his spirit shine through. And it just felt like it was, you know, kind of undercut a little bit. You know, I still laugh at the jokes, I still think it's funny, but I just feel like it could have had a little bit more of an emotional payoff, and
I feel like that specific point too was like it was ill-timed, because like that old, I don't know, it's probably about like 20 minutes where there was a bit of a slog. Like it was very peppy, it was like a lot going on, and then there was like heavy plot moving things, but then also these sort of like irrelevant jokes, and I was like, we gotta go, man, like we gotta go, get moving.
Well, and then it follows up right after, you know, his dad just died, and he has you know, he gets reunited with his mother and with Cringer, and then we're right back to the jokes again. And it's like, are we let's just sit in it for a little bit. Let it land.
Take away from the emotional gravity. Just
like, don't Tony Stark this. Like, you don't need a little quip every time. Like, you know, look at the weird stuff, everyone. Like,
well, so I think that would be my kind of my main gripe with the movie, is it happens a few times.
It felt like they were trying to marvel it, but also it made me long for the days of DVD releases where in the extras there was like B-reel extra footage, like all the stuff that they cut. Like you would get, like if you watch this is gonna date me, which obviously you know, like I'm old, but on the Charlie's Angels DVD at the end of the movie over the credits, like they did all of the extra jokes that they didn't put in the movie. There were bloopers on set stuff. It felt like a lot of those jokes, if we lived in the days where like DVD releases still had a ton of bonus features, they would have edited half of that out, and it would have been like DVD extra features, and that and that will tie into sort of one of my my critiques about what I didn't like. I've got two things I didn't like, and it's the humor of it, but it's because it feels like some of the jokes were good and you need jokes to break tension, but it felt like they left everything in there. It does feel like maybe if they had, I know that some people saw test screenings of it. I'm curious how much of the joking was like if anything got removed, and if it was the test screening, people were like, it's great, all these jokes are great, so they left everything in. But it does
Or
feel like a
adding it.
lot of that would have been great DVD bonus features.
Yeah.
And kids, go find an old DVD from the 2000 to like 2010, and
Well,
there were some great
Mhm.
bonuses on there.
hopefully we'll get that extended cut that people keep talking about, because there is footage out there of cut
Yep.
scenes, like, you know, battle scenes
Yeah.
of like the evil warriors storming the Eternal's palace and having kind of their little moment where they're each
Yeah.
highlighted and fighting. And then, I mean,
Which
we don't see any of Mossman.
Yeah.
Mossman does nothing in this movie.
Yeah.
he showed up and I'm like, were you here the whole time? Like I was
Yeah.
shocked. Like I
And
I
then
was
he's
really
a puddle.
disappointed.
where did you come from?
Yeah.
Well, and that yeah, and that ties in, I think, to the jokes, because like I felt like the movie went a little long, and you could have trimmed those jokes and it would have shortened it by seconds, but it would have felt tighter. But at the same time, you also could have, if you wanted to be that long, edit out some of those jokes and give us more of the fight scenes, because I
Right.
think, and that this does tie into like my other sort of critique was, it felt like, as a fan of Goatman, boo.
Yep. I knew it. I called it. I called it day one. I'm like, he's dog meat.
But I also
He's
knew,
dog meat.
I also
That
knew like
boy's
somebody's
dead.
got to die. It'll be Karg and it will be Goatman, and
Yep.
and Mossman, because they kill Mossman in every you know, thing for adults as well.
with
Yeah.
a joke from
Killing
Skeletor
Yeah.
to go along with it.
Yeah,
in the
but
what I'm really glad didn't make it into the movie. Sorry to keep interrupting, but
no.
in the junior novel of the book, we get the mulch joke, but right before that, we also get the smells like pine joke. And I'm so glad they didn't have that in the movie, because I'm like, we just saw this with Revelation. They did the exact same
Yeah.
thing, same joke.
Yeah.
And everything.
Also, I was gonna say, did anyone when they were in the prison and they were getting out and it stank down in the dungeons? I'm like, was that a stink or a nod, or am
I
I
felt
crazy? 'Cause I'm like,
every
I
you know
thought that's
it,
what we were gonna
it's
see,
it's the
but-
dust,
Mhm.
but people are like, the reactions the characters are having to this dust, like they're puking, they're holding
it's very
it, like
2000X, where like there's a whole
it
stink
felt like
episode.
a stinker. I
Yeah.
thought Stinker was gonna
I was like,
gonna
he's
show up.
coming. He's like,
Yeah, and then
I really
it
thought we were
doesn't.
gonna get him when that happened, but no, it's just dust.
no,
It
Yeah.
felt like that
Stinks.
was the original intention, and then they cut it. Like, we can't get the costume right, as we saw with Merman.
Right.
Ooh.
But then cut
Woof.
it all out. I mean, it's the sort of, it's the storm. You know, do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Like in the original script, there's all these puns about Toad making, like, do you know what happens when Toad does this? And they cut it all out, but they didn't cut out Storm's line. You should have cut out Storm's line because it sounds ridiculous as
Right,
it
because-
stands.
Yeah, because
Well,
all the
that-
other stuff is.
And
That
then
was
it
a
even
bad line.
takes away from the cool needle drop of Princes of the Universe, you know, because like you start the song and then you got to stop
Mhm.
for them choking on dust and then go back into the song. It's like, no, just cut that out if you're not going to use it for anything, and just let it
Yeah.
play out, because it works better, you know.
See, even just like a cameo. I mean, Merman had a cameo. Like you could have just
Yeah.
done like a skunk man. That's fine. It's fine.
And that again, like, I also did not. The Orko action figure we're saying is amazing. I wish
He's
that's the
cool.
Orko we have. Somebody in a chat I was watching was like, that doesn't look like the Orko in the movie, and I was like, thank God, thank
Yeah,
God.
like
Carl.
that was.
Woof.
It was rough.
It's one of those
it's
cur-
a little-
cursed
I
cursed
think
images.
Orko could have been massaged a little bit.
Yeah, a little more time on him because he came on screen. I
Like-
was just like, "Whoa!" Like it's a lot.
Look, kids, it's your friend. Times Square, New York. Orko off-brand. Made my own costume.
I was with
Cool,
my
though.
friend, and we're both big DC Comics fans.
Right.
He's like, what do you call him? He called him Ragman. Like, and he knows Orko. He's not like he's like my age kind of thing, but he was like Ragman. It's Ragman. I'm like, it is Ragman. It's just
I-
dirty, gross, floating dude. Like,
the
No.
moment was saved for me. Like, I agree with everything you guys are saying. He looked awful, but
Yeah.
I sitting with my 15-year-old son, whose favorite character is Orko, and seeing him just absolutely delighted that
Yeah.
he's in the movie,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
And there is that. Like,
it smoothed a lot of things over for me.
yeah, like,
Mhm.
well, there are a lot of people who are like, if Orko's not in it, I'm revolting. And I was just like, hold up, Carl. One,
Calm down.
I never liked Orko as a kid. It wasn't until 2000X that I'm like, yeah, he's not that bad.
Mhm.
And then Revelations redeemed Orko for me. But as a kid,
Mhm.
even though I had the Orko figure, I'm not a fan of the Filmation, like, comic like Madame Raz and Princess of Power can also just like yeet.
Drop off a cliff. Yeah. I mean, Orko. Actually, I didn't like Orko until actually like say what you will about Scott Nudlik, but I mean, like the classics bio of him, where he was much like the original 2000X Orko, the Oracle or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Orko was more of a spy for the overlords of Tralla kind of thing. So he was sort of posing as this bumbling fool. And posing as a jester, but he was actually like feeding information to like higher powers to like give celestial people heads up what was going on here, and I like that aspect of him, where he was actually like quite clever, quite an impressive, incredible magician, but was just playing the damn fool just to sort of do his side mission. I was like, this is for me, like this is my jam here.
Well, and to this Kiss My Grits, I feel like listening to Travis Knight talk about it, it sounds like that was in the script. Like this is where we could fit Orko in. It feels like, because there are a couple of stories he has told since the movie has came out about things he wanted that they weren't sort of down with, and then after the test screening started, some of the executives started getting fan feedback, realizing, oh wait, people actually want this thing. So I feel like this is like you're 50% right. I think it was probably in the script, because I think Travis is a huge fan of metal. It's clear from the movie he made that he really loves metal.
Absolutely.
The way he talks about this movie.
No doubt.
His knowledge of it. Like I've seen a lot of interviews. He's like on it.
Yeah.
Just for a second, I glitched on his last name being McKnight. I don't know Travis McKnight. I'm sorry, I got so familiar with their my old brain was like
former rapper.
Yeah, former rapper Travis McKnight.
Former.
What was it? DJ Cracker Fresh or I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, the dude could spit hot fire.
My old DJ name was DJ Superstar Princess Puffed and Stuff. Anyway, so 50-50. I think it was in the script. I think Travis McKnight wanted it. I don't think it necessarily got filmed or got completed. I think maybe it was like, we're just not going to do that. I think early feedback, because I do know it was not in the test screenings, to my understanding. That and She-Ra were not in the test screenings.
The other thing is too, like I generally I'll wait until I see the script, because I write on the side too. So I'm always very obsessed with the writing and the sort of the first draft to the final edit kind of thing. But there's no room for them. Yeah. There's barely room for Battle Cat. There's barely room for Roboto. I mean, it really was you had a lot of. It's a massive cast, and you can sort of do more in later films kind of thing. But I mean, I wanted Stratos, I wanted Merman, I me, what I want kind of thing. But at the same time too, there's no room for them.
Yeah,
there was barely room for Mossman. There was no room for Stinkor apparently.
What fits the narrative best is what it comes down to, and obviously
and he would have been annoying. He would have been
I think, well, and if they would have put Orko in it, then Roboto would have had to been cut, because they would have been serving kind of the same purpose. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it gets back to that thing where you see so many fans complaining and when they say that the movie is bad because it didn't include X character.
Right.
It's they're not going to please everybody on that front, and you got to they're not Stratos isn't a main character, Buzz-Off isn't a main character. We need to focus on the core trio of heroes, the core villains, because that's what drives the narrative. It's not what's going on in Avion. It's not what's going on, with the Adrenids.
Meanwhile, the elephant Meteorb is my favorite character, and if he's not in there, fuck everyone. I mean,
then it's a flop.
Just the Meteorbs, how dare you?
Yes,
Meteorbs are crucial parts of Motu.
There's not enough Stone-Dar in this film,
right?
Man.
Well, and again, I think. Yeah, that's why I liked the Goat Man was there, because he's a really deep cut. But he's also perfect because you need, again, you need
big ugly monsters.
The death of it. There's some stakes, right?
Yeah.
Mossman mishandled, and you'd like that. I think that death, if we get the 3-hour original cut, I think that death will look a lot, narratively will be better.
I think so too.
He also can
Although I have
regenerate
to-
for the sequel.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
brilliant.
I was gonna say,
He's
I'm like,
not
I have to
dead.
believe that Trapjaw's not dead because I am a Trapjaw fan, and he's like
Yeah.
one of my top probably 3, and I'm like,
I
don't-
have heard that
don't.
he's. Yeah, I have heard that is correct. He's not dead.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Okay, I'm like, whoo, because like also
He
he was
will be back.
incredible. We haven't got to like the real positives yet, but like
Mhm.
Trapjaw
Well,
was
yeah.
perfection.
Mhm.
Facts,
No,
like just
yeah.
perfection.
Yeah, he was
Well,
great.
that's a good segue.
Those are my negatives. So if everyone
I
else
was
is
just gonna
done,
say,
we
yeah,
can
that's a good segue
Let's move
into
to
one of the
gushing.
positives.
Yep.
I have both. I have both a complaint and something to applaud, and they're the same thing.
You
and
start.
it's-
You know what? You start us off.
I'll start it. I'll start it.
I'll be right back.
I felt like it was a personal attack against me when Tila friend zoned Adam when he was going in for the kiss. But it serves the narrative better. And I don't want to see that relationship rushed just for a cheap, blockbuster movie, guy gets the
Yeah.
girl moment. Because it's to me, and I'm gonna gush about this because these are my top 2. It needs to be a well-developed relationship because of what it means lore-wise. You have the two people who are affected most by the secrets of Grayskull regarding their destinies and their connection because of that kind of deepens that bond between them. It needs to be something more impactful than just a kiss after being reunited for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Of course,
right.
I want to see him kiss.
It needs to be earned.
Yeah, it needs to be earned and it needs to feel impactful. But what I did like about it is that it planted the seeds. There is obvious attraction there. They are into each other. They're just not ready to take that step.
And those actors have in the behind the scenes, the marketing stuff.
It's off the charts.
Oh yeah,
they've got great
Their interviews.
chemistry. I was very much I was very much of the sir, there is no time. You guys have to go save the universe.
Mhm.
There's time for that later. Go save stuff. So
no,
I
I'm like, I actually thought of Colt. I literally thought of Colt in the movie theater because I was like, we're the shippers, and I was like, I remember seeing that. I'm like, he's gonna be so mad.
Yeah.
I was like, it was such a mixed emotion for me. I was like, I get what they're doing, but I'm still mad about it. And I need to sit with it.
I agree in the sense that it's based off of narrative, based off of 3-act structure, based off of again, they both have their own personal destinies that will inevitably lead them to be king and queen or whatever kind of thing. I'm like, yeah. But I mean, at the same time too, just in the moment. And of course it was her to do it. Of course it was her to do it. She's always been the more serious, the more militarized, the more
it was
she's like, I don't have time for
this for so long. Yeah. I mean, I think the scene works out perfectly. The chemistry is there, like we've been saying. They're you could barely fit a piece of paper between them. That's how how close they are in that scene.
And that's the thing too. That's where it actually it was. And this is what I love with storytelling, where it's all show don't tell.
Yes.
She's into it. You could tell from the entire movie, she was so into it, but she stopped it because she's like, we have a mission. I don't have time for this. We're going to keep going. And you're some
I can't open that door. Yeah, exactly. I can't open that door yet.
Yeah. But I mean, still, we know, even if you're not a fan, even if you don't know their destiny, she was like, I would hit it. I would hit it right here in the grass.
Well, you see, even without the forest scene there, you see her reactions to him doing things and being He-Man and transforming, and she is 100% into it. You know what I mean? And I love that he's when he first becomes He-Man and he keeps looking at her for approval as he's kind of showing off his new skill set. The chemistry, it's off the charts, guys. It's incredible.
Also,
and if we don't get a sequel, that chemistry is wasted, and it's going to piss me off.
We got it.
I think
here's one thing. It's it's a small thing, but it's Camila Mendez plays both Veronica Lodge and Tila, and these are inside you were two wolves. I feel so seen. She's done both. I was like, oh my god, she gets me.
I love it.
Which one do you feed more?
Do you want to beat people up, or do you want to be a like cantankerous bitch? Both.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually.
Do both.
No, they were really good together. Like it felt,
Absolutely.
and I also felt sort of. This sounds so weird. How I felt really vindicated for all the people who whined. She's not a real redhead. As a real redhead, like I didn't care. Like they could have
Who
had Tila with
cares?
darker hair or bleached it blonde.
Here's
or
the thing. Here's the thing. Nicholas Galitzine isn't a real blonde. Like
It's
what
true.
the what the hell are we complaining about? Like,
but here's the thing: the people complaining
Get
about,
over it.
oh, she's not really a redhead. You're the same people that get pissed off that Man at Arms is a black guy and say, why are you changing this? Why are you doing that? But we can't go down that rabbit hole. We'll be here all night.
It's also, I mean, like, this is a dumb casting thing generally, where it's like, you know, people are kind of fan casting X-Men nonstop, and I mean, one of my interests is Emma Frost, who's like, again, the cantankerous bitch. And people keep throwing out like Sydney Sweeney because she's got big boobs and blonde hair. I'm like, you can dye hair, you can stuff a bra. It's more about the personality. Like you.
Yeah, the amount of fan casting of Sydney Sweeney for She-Ra is driving me nuts. It's like,
oh, gross.
No,
like, I mean, guess
I
what?
don't want
Act,
her
a
for
good
She-Ra.
actress, man. She's not a good actress.
Also,
I'll
she's
give her
just
this,
boobs.
She knows what she's
People
about.
cast her for
She's
boobs.
got a saucy
Okay,
set of boobs on her, and she knows she can flaunt it and get parts. But she's not. I think she knows deep down inside. As soon as the body and the face start going, you're probably not going to have much of a career because you cannot act.
If they even look at Sydney Sweeney from like She-Ra, I'm going to Venmo Sean Young $50 and ask her to fly to the studio because
get your She-Ra costume.
Because Sean Young may not be a great actress, but I will say she's better than Sydney Sweeney. So
better name.
No, I think this is a good time to bring up how good of a casting Nicholas Galitzine is for He-Man.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't seen him in anything before this movie. This, you know, I've looked him up obviously and I know what he's in, but I've never like watched anything. And so back when he was first cast and seen who he was a slim dude. He wasn't bulked up, you know, like I was hesitant about it. But he put the work in. But more importantly than that, and I think Travis Knight has said this on occasion, he said, you know, they wanted to cast somebody who could act, not somebody who just had the body type.
Yeah.
God
you know what I
forbid.
mean?
Because again, you can do steroids. It's fine.
Exactly. But I love that it's a natural body that's you know not reliant on steroids and stuff like that.
Again, not the Marvel where it's like everyone's on like GHG and steroids and not eating for 5 days. Like it's
Wolverine
big.
And Deadpool. Look at Hugh Jackman's ass. That's
not
it's too much.
Yeah.
No, it's too much. Even like, I mean, like, God, Chris Pratt and stuff like that. Like, it's like, look like you've had water this week, you know? And so, like, he's big. He's done a lot of work. Was there some assistance? Probably. But I mean, like, he's a big, chunky boy. But I mean, like
movies. Okay, I thought you meant like.
Yeah. But I mean, like, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, He-Man's and Adam are kind of goofy in different ways. Yeah. And we kind of forget that because you think of this hero worship sort of thing, but they're both like, He-Man's funny. Because he can lift a tank. He's like, I don't care.
I think that's what's kind of fun about He-Man is when, you know, because He-Man is a persona of Prince Adam. Like he's pretending to be the stoic hero. And so it's always fun when you get to see Adam peeking through when he's He-Man, you know, and you kind of get to see more of that personality when He-Man's kind of a dork. Like I love it. Like that's my favorite He-Man. Because it's natural. It feels real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's actually another thing I did like is that like when they announced he was going to be on Earth, everyone had, you know,
lost their
87
shit.
horror stories. We're like, oh God, they're gonna get like, let's get Courtney Cox and Tom Paris back or whatever. Like I'm like, no, please God, don't do this. But I mean, like
I think
it's fair, but at the same time, like I mean, I knew right then and there they were doing a bit of the Marvelization kind of thing where it's like you need a character to be a fish out of water.
Yeah,
you need someone to without like unless you were like he was already there yet. But I mean, you have to explain everything with clunky dialogue. If you have someone who's a fish out of water, you have to explain to him and thereby us. So it's a very cheap narrative decision, but it worked in its favor. And again, because Marlena's from Earth, it made sense. Like it was an easy out.
Yeah.
And I thought the Earth stuff was actually pretty fun. Like
Yeah, it wasn't
it
bad.
wasn't too it wasn't long. We're on Earth for
No.
what, 15
No.
minutes?
I'm gonna say you're on Earth for about 50. You have a date scene, an apartment scene,
The
gym scene, office scene, and then all hell
the
breaks
comic
loose,
book.
more or
Yeah.
less.
Mhm.
So
I thought it was great. I liked it.
yeah,
They
I
could
think
still be
the
that
Earth stuff was
Oh,
fun.
I would
been
love that
cool.
actually.
That's another thing. The book, I'm going to reference the book again, the Little Junior novel. It does say that Adam was found by a family that took him in, and kind of a foster situation
Mon
thing.
Potkent.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe it's Mr. and Mrs. Powers who took him in because they're still smarting over the loss of their daughter Evelyn.
Yes.
What if it was?
Did you guys see that rumor that was floating around forever about how part of the Earth stuff was going to have Evil Lynn disguised as Adam's college professor, keeping an eye on him until he found the sword or something?
No.
Like, it was floating around the group, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, who's making this
Right.
crap up?
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
because they
wild.
were like they did the whole like 87. You know, they're like, we're doing all this Earth stuff, so we got to do high
Mhm.
school shenanigans, and no, it just
Yeah.
I would
although
say
another. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say for me, my my favorite part of it all, there was all that talk of like toxic masculinity and then like, oh, they're neutering guys. Like, no, to me that was very symbolic of boomer and early Gen X parents versus kind of our generation, you know, like
Mhm.
they grew up a little bit tougher, or they were a little bit, I don't want to say meaner, they grew up very differently than we did.
Sure.
And that ended up being applied to how we were raised. So we probably had dads that were harder, like Duncan and like King Randor. And in, you know, later years in their life, they softened up and realized, you know, I love you very much. I shouldn't have acted like that. Meanwhile, much like Adam, we are trying to break some of those cycles and realizing you can't go through life angry and brooding and punching all your problems and what have you. I thought that was a nice little subtext, especially between when Adam and Rand are reunited. I thought that was some really nice subtext there. I really, very personal reasons, I like that very much. But honestly, the biggest thrill was watching my son get excited and just seeing him and his older cousin high five during some of the action scenes and the transformations. Like that to me felt very special. I wish I could articulate it better or use much more flowery language, but no, that felt special. Like I'm watching them high five and I look up and like my best friend and I are just smiling at each other while our kids are high fiving and like pumping a fist in the air and getting excited about what happened in the movie. That to me
That's
is
part
my
of the
favorite
theater
part of
experience
this.
that I feel like we lost. Because I mean, like one of my favorite moments in theaters ever was like Star Trek Generations, which is like not a good movie. I've probably told the story 1,000 times, but it's like, yeah, the Enterprise destroys the Klingon ship, and like basically some guy in like the third row jumps out of his seat and he's like, "F you, you Klingon bitches." And everyone jumped out of their seats. We're like, "Yeah!" Like, and it was just it was this communal moment of like, "F you, you Klingon bitches." It was incredible.
That's awesome.
That's what was really fun about going to the premiere. Was the theater was loud, and there was like clapping, there was laughing, there was cheering at all, like the, you know, kind of the key moments, even like the key character moments. Like there was a lot of good fan response, so much to the point where like it was hard to hear dialogue, and so I was like, I got to watch this movie again just to catch things I couldn't hear. But it's just like I love that experience. So that's such a
I remember
good
during
experience.
the Shearer sword forming kind of thing, there was like a guy with like incredible voice who should work in animation, but he was like 50 feet away from me, but I could hear him being like, "No." He was like, you could hear his voice just go from like low to super high for like a real like 30 seconds, and I was like, "It's happening."
Yes.
I think, well, you know, to your point, Colt, like I think the last time I had any kind of experience like that in a movie, like that kind of communal experience and like people with you getting excited and people you don't even know getting excited behind you, I think was Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
That's the last time I remember the whole room getting excited.
Yeah, having that moment, you know.
Yeah.
And you just like, there's plenty of times where I'll go to a movie, you know, especially if it's a movie I've been looking forward to, and when it ends, like I'm like, can I clap or is that too dorky? Because like I'm excited, I liked what I just saw, but then like everybody's just kind of getting up out of their seats. I'm like, yeah, okay, I won't.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you get to have that experience, it's really special.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, I think that's one thing that was nice about it, because let's use Marvel as an example. I mean, it's been phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, movie after movie after movie after movie, and it's almost like just being part of a conveyor belt. And I feel like some of that magic of going to the movie, I feel like it's kind of been lost. Like it's more of a trudge, and we got to do this, and like, okay, it's over now, we're just gonna leave. There's no like, man, that was awesome, or what have you. Like, I feel like a lot of that shit's gone by the wayside. So like when you have a movie like Avengers Endgame, however many years about 7 years ago, and something like Motu, where like you have a strong fan base and you're all in the same room and you're having that kind of visceral experience and that kind of emotional response to it. It's nice. It sadly makes you nostalgic for like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
I now that I'm thinking about it though, I think the last time I had that kind of experience was when we went and saw the Minecraft movie, of all things. Like,
oh really?
In a packed theater full of like a theater full of teenagers going wild about
screaming.
Yeah, like I have no idea what's going on. I don't play Minecraft, but my kids are laughing and loving it, and everybody else around is enjoying it. Like, I have no context. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm very happy to be sitting there and witnessing this, because it's cool.
I love that this is
I want
that's
people
the theater
like,
energy. Like it makes it better. Like that's
It's
why
fun.
we go to the theaters. Like it's like not to be like an AMC like, you know, spokesperson, but like, you know, like we come to this place to laugh, to cry, like all that.
I'll take you over Nicole Kidman any day, buddy.
Yeah, I get a little push-up bra. But I mean, like that is part of it. I mean, like, and even with your friends, I remember like I took my friend to Star Wars: A New Hope. She'd never seen it. This is like the special editions, and she was kind of like not into it. And then as soon as like Princess Leia grabbed the gun from Luke and shot up the detention center, I mean, like she lit up. And she became a fan like immediately. And like I saw it like in real time. She was like, "Whoa!" Like I didn't know this was an option.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's just fun, you know, and like there are a lot of really good moments in this movie. I think, you know, it speaks to us. Kind of back to what you were saying about like the Randor moment between, you know, when they're reunited. Like, you know, as a father, like it is very effective, because I know how I was raised. My dad was a hard ass, you know. You know, really. I mean, I'm a farmer. My dad was a farmer. My grandpa was a farmer, and so working your ass off every day is just how I was raised. And there wasn't really time for any of those moments. And so as a dad myself, I'm trying to change a little bit. Yeah, I still want to instill in my kids a good work ethic, but I want to do it a little bit more gentle. I don't need to fly off the handle if something goes wrong, you know, because things are going to go wrong. That's how life is. You know, how do I react better to
be
that?
afraid of me. I don't want you
to, exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Also, like, I mean, like, does everything need to have this big reaction? Like, you like just be more chill. Like, it's, you know, you're like, do I need to get mad about this? Not really.
Not really. Yeah. It doesn't change anything.
I mean,
but like to see, I think.
I was gonna say we're human. Every once in a while, you're gonna have a bad day. Actually, I'll give you a real good example that happened I think it was last Friday. So like anybody watching, I've been like moving my arm a lot. You see, I have pinched nerves in my back and in my arm. And oh heavens, last Friday, little Henry Charles, he had a foam bar that came with a Superman set, so you can pretend that you're bending it. And he's swashbuckling around. He went to hit me in the tummy. He didn't hit me in the tummy. And down I went. And yeah, I swore and I yelled a little bit. And I calmed down. I was like, I'm sorry that I got that mad, but honey, you hurt me. I think, you know, that is the big difference. Like we are more of a generation that like, we'll give ourselves a little bit of grace, We know we're going to lose our temper, but we also have the wherewithal to come back and say, hey, I'm really sorry. I should have done this differently. This is what I meant. And kind of like what you were building upon there, Colt, is, you know, we see that in the movie, you know, and Randor, when we're first introduced to him, is this very hard man. And in his mind, he's like, I have to prepare my son to be a king, and a king has to be hard. So in his eyes, at that time, who he was at that time, he's doing a good job. I'm being a good dad. I'm making him strong. And then, you know, all hell breaks loose. He doesn't see his son for how many years was it? Like 17, something like that. And he comes back to Eternia, and he gets to see him, and his heart is much softer, and reiterates just how much he loves his son before the inevitable happens. You know, and I think that is, I think that was a perfect metaphor for what you said, Colt. We're trying to break those cycles. We're trying to do things differently. I think that is a real big statement on kids of the 80s and early 90s and stuff, how we grew up and how our parents were and how we're trying to do it now. And the kind of,
but also like
people were trying,
like the real fans know that this was a core tenet of this cartoon as well. Like
100%.
This was baked into the thing. So like, if you're like, I don't like this toxic masculine, blah, blah, blah. Randor was a dick to Adam constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Now, was it turned down about 4 or 5 clicks on the Filmation series?
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
Because it was a daily syndicated cartoon. But yeah, he was very judgmental of Adam. He had a very harsh opinion of Adam. Like, my son's constantly dicking around. He's constantly doing this. He runs away whenever there's trouble. And that was even mirrored in Revelation and Revolution. Well, not Revolution. Well, a little bit in Revolution, but you know.
But in Revelation, but you also got the fan reaction to seeing that scene of Randor, you know, saying that he wishes Adam could be more like Tila and take things more seriously and stuff like that. And people are like, oh, why is Randor being such a dick to Adam? This is, you know, they're obviously downplaying, you know, it's like, guys, this is how it was. This is how these characters are. This is what's been established for 40 years. Like, pay attention.
Whatever romanticism you've had over these characters, it's not what you remember. It's just not.
Exactly.
Like, you need to go back and watch it. Like,
yeah.
You know, but I think that moment with Randor and Adam in the movie, when Adam says, you know, when he says, you know, I'm finally the man that you wanted me to be. And Randor says, you know, he asks him, he's like, well, what did I want you to be? And Adam says, someone else. Like, I've seen the movie 6 times now, and it still like guts me, you know, because I'm just like, I want my kids to be the best versions of themselves, and I will do whatever I can to help them get to that point. I never want them to think that I want them to be something that they're not, to be something different. You know what I mean? Like, I hope to hell that I'm putting out the right kind of message, and you know, I feel like I am. Like, my parents never apologized to me. I feel like I apologize a lot to my sons, you know, and I know I screwed up, and I know I'm not as patient as I should have been. But I mean, that's how it is. Like, and you know, to Andrew's point, like, it's baked into this IP. This is what He-Man is about. He-Man has always been, you know, I call it gentle masculinity. Like, he'll protect, but he'll, you know, he's there to teach a lesson. He's there to help us be better people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's another big thing too. Like, I mean, He-Man, like, I mean, this was more of a broadcasting standards, Lou Scheimer kind of thing, but like the violence, there was no violence in He-Man. It was just off screen.
It was pretty low stakes violence.
Yeah. And on top of that too, like, He-Man, like, I mean, he would often like sort of like almost like Batman his way out of things. Like, he would sort of think his way out of it. Like She-Ra too. Like, they were both like funny about it. Like, once they actually got the super strength, they were a little cocky. And so it wasn't like this big, like, they weren't Lobo, you know? They weren't like just like tearing through the place, like, you know, ripping people's heads off. Like, they were just all like, oh, that's a little funnier. Like, we're like practically invulnerable and super strong. Like, whatever. Like, the stakes are low.
And it's that thing where it's like, I want to watch a Batman movie because I want to watch Batman be a badass and put bad guys into the intensive care unit. Like, I want to see the Batman moment where he's in the mud with the mutant leader talking about, you know, this is an operating table and I'm the surgeon. Like,
hell yeah.
that goes hard.
Yeah.
I want that for Batman. I don't want that for He-Man.
No,
Like that's
No.
not what I expect with
It doesn't
He-Man.
fit. No.
It's just not. It doesn't feel authentic.
No,
Well, that's not even.
I don't need
yeah,
a dark take on He-Man.
Yeah,
Well,
punch
some
as many
people-
boulders as you want. You know, I want to see He-Man
Yeah.
punching boulders and lifting things. Like that stuff's cool.
And some
But-
people will say, like, in the original mini comics, it was so much more like darker or whatever. It's like not really. No, at the end of every mini
No.
comic, like they stand and watch Skeletor and the villains run away. Like they beat them, and then they let them go. Like knowing
He-Man
that they'll
built
be back
He-Man.
again
Yeah,
one day.
and He-Man builds himself a house by punching a rock
Yeah,
into the shape of a house in the mini comics. Like it's not Lord of the Rings, guys. Like calm down.
right.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, it is a little darker than Filmation, but not by much.
It's
But more just the
suggestive,
style,
right?
not the actual
Yeah,
content.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
like they
It's
wouldn't
the
really fight
Alcala.
even. Like
yeah.
It's the Alcala art that makes it seem a lot harder
yeah.
and darker
Yeah.
than it actually is.
And
I
so
think
it's
the
like
darkest
box
it
art,
gets
which
is
very like
with the. I was gonna say I think the darkest it gets is in more modern times with the 2012
Mhm.
DC
Yep.
Comics run. That shit
yeah,
gets
2000
that
real
was
dark.
wild. Like
When 2000
with
and
the
X got on the Snake Men, where like Man at Arms and Tila and Mechanic, and like that to me is a lot darker. But also,
Mhm.
if you sort of pay attention to when the ratings really tanked, it was when it got too dark.
Yeah,
Like
but it's also
But I mean,
resolved
multiple
immediately by
points,
the
like
end of the episode.
but like the
Yeah.
DC Comics, that's where it was like, I'm like, oh, this ain't your granddaddy's He-Man, where it's
yeah,
like
and that's why I opted out
Sparrow
of
was
it.
killing Flutterina, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, like,
Yeah, that was when I
whoa,
I
it's
stopped
gone too
reading that.
far.
Yeah, I stopped
Right
that
then and there.
comic series. I ended right there when, like, in that opening page where they spear
Mhm.
Flutterina, because it was literally like, and I think the writer is, I think he still writes. I think it's not. I don't think it was Tim Seeley though, but I think
No, it wasn't.
the
Tim
guy who
Seeley.
did those
Yeah.
did Motu for a while, but it was too much. Like,
It was
and
very
part of it
edgelord.
was.
Yeah.
And part of it was like, we need to make She-Ra badass so dudes will like her. And it's like, no, She-Ra,
No.
like, I get some of that was like, we need to sort of work around the limitations of how, like, this character is licensed, and how, like, the development of her is, which is always going to be would have been a bit tricky with, I don't think it's as tricky now. It seems like a lot of that's been ironed out over the last few years. I think at the end of this, when Amazon owns everything, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be at Amazon, so we'll have all this She-Ra that we need.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I read this a long time ago, and it was very dark and gritty and violent, and I'm pretty sure that's why it didn't happen. Like, I think at the end of the day, and for everyone who's like, it needs to be that, we got a taste of that with Revelations and Revolutions, and like,
Yeah.
And people got mad about it.
people got mad at
Yeah, exactly.
People got mad. Who knew?
yeah, right?
Pick a damn lane already.
I
We-
think Barbie
we-
really sort of like emboldened Mattel to sort of, and here's the other thing too. Like, I mean, if your opinions on Barbie aside, Barbie was a tight script with a message, not heavy, like not too heavy message, but like it had a point of view. And I feel like Mattel, as opposed to Hasbro, who keeps making slop via Transformers, Mattel's like,
Ugh.
we got a property, we need people who are passionate about it, we need
Yeah.
to tell a story. And it's a very simple thing to ask for a script or a movie, but they did it. And I was like, and I think that's the ultimate like good job He-Man movie.
But also, like,
can
this
give them.
movie, the marketing has been everywhere. It's going to be on Amazon in a
Mhm.
couple weeks, couple
Yeah.
months, where your kids can
Probably.
stream it.
I got
3
an
to 4
Amazon. I got an Amazon package the other day, and it wasn't anything He-Man related that was ordered, but the packing tape had the Masters of the Universe logo. on it.
Yeah.
Like
Okay. Yeah.
it's all part of it. Like this is all part
Yeah.
of the bigger picture. You
But
know what I mean?
as
Yeah.
far as Mattel, like, the kids right now who got, taken over the weekend, like, with Dad to see this, right? Because Dad wanted to see this for Father's Day, who are 5, 6 years old, and 10 to 15 years, when they're starting to feel those first nostalgic things, or when things were simpler with Dad, or
Mhm.
you know, God
Absolutely.
forbid their dad's no longer with them. Like this is a
Right.
core memory.
Yeah.
And if
I remember Dad taking me to Motu with my uncle
yeah,
John.
and suddenly
Yep.
you know, little Atticus,
My cat?
yeah, no, Atticus and Sage will remember when Dad took
McNavy.
them to the Motu, and they'll buy some He-Man toys.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
it's a core childhood memory for them, even though they're not buying the toys right now. And I think Mattel really, and I think that's why the movie was really marketed more to us, the adult collectors who've been in one form or another around since the 80s with this toy line, with this property, because we're
Yeah.
dragging our kids to see this. And
to-
we're going to have it on with our kids around, and the kids are going to build some nostalgia around it. So,
Mhm.
And I was just gonna say to your point, that is probably what they're doing. I think they're playing a long game on
Absolutely.
this because
Absolutely. Well,
well, and
they've
this too is
said as much. They've said as much. Mattel has said they have a multi-year roadmap in place for Masters of the Universe. Amazon has said that they're
Yeah.
happy with what the theater run is doing right now, and it's going to extend beyond the theatrical window. Like, we're getting a sequel, guys. Like,
yeah,
I think too, if you can
So
get like
I've been,
spin-offs,
I've
if you
been
can get like, you know, they've got a cartoon series on YouTube.
yeah,
I
there's
mean,
the
there's
cartoon.
the
Yeah,
whole marketing apparatus happening that like we're not
Yeah.
quite
it's in
privy
motion.
to, but like, yeah, they're not dicking around here.
no,
Mhm.
and I think you know, you again look at my tiny little household that is like a microcosm of market research. I have a 7-year-old. Half of this shit you see behind me,
Goes to him.
he has upstairs. And as we're walking out of that movie and getting into the car, boy, he had no idea the core figures existed yet, and that I already planned on doing this after the movie.
Mm-mm.
Boy,
Nice.
Dad, I really wish there were figures of those guys. I like the He-Mans that I have, but boy, the movie ones, I'm like, you don't say. I was like, you know what? Dad's got to stop by Walmart real quick. Is that cool, buddy? He's like, yeah. And I took him straight to the toy aisle. And we ended up, just because of distribution, we ended up hitting 3 stores that night. We went to the Peoria Walmart, where he got Skeletor and Battle Cat and the Roton. We went to the other one.
Oh,
It
hell
was a
yeah.
bust. And then we stopped at Target and got him He-Man and Tila. And then the kid got some Wendy's. And like, what
What a great night. Like,
That's a perfect night for me.
We're
oh yeah, like, that's all I want.
He kept taught the whole
Derek, will you take
drive-
me to the movie? And
Hell
then
yeah,
can we
like,
go to the
I want
store
Wendy's.
after?
The
I
whole
want the
way
little DC
home,
figures from Wendy's. Like,
he's
Yeah.
talking about the movie and stuff, and he's like, his favorite part of the movie is when He-Man's Adam's trying to talk down Skeletor, like, let's talk our problem out, and it cuts over to
that was
Cringer
wild.
and Beastman frozen
Fantastic.
with Beastman's
Uh-huh.
head in Cringer's mouth. He loves that part. That is his favorite part of the movie. He must have talked about it at least 5 times on the way home. We're pulling in the driveway. He goes, "Wow, Dad, what a special day." Single
Love it.
tear.
Damn.
Single tear.
We
I
didn't
was like,
talk about
"That's right,
Jim
son."
Short's Skeletor, and I that
Oh,
whole
my goodness.
sequence.
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
I can't believe this is happening, but I love it. Also, like Dolph Lundgren in the gym. I mean, that was
It was
incredible
all
as
just
well.
fantastic.
That was pretty dope.
I just can't wait till we get those Skeletor variant figures, the Jimbro
Oh, I know.
Skeletor, HR
With
Skeletor.
the
It's
suits and
brilliant.
amazing HR Skeletor.
Love it.
Because I
Yes.
remember, like, they kind of
HR
leaked a little
Skeletor
bit
for
earlier,
real.
and I was like, "What is this?" And then I saw the movie. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Well, I also think it's a little bit of a nod to that script or the rumors that were floating around 10
I
years
thought
ago or
that too, where
so.
he was supposed to be
where
Aaron
they were
Dark.
where they were
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
how
I
like
thought that
He-Man
too,
and
like-
Skeletor were on Earth, but in like a corporate setting,
Yeah.
Or like,
and like
He-Man was a football star, maybe, or something.
yeah,
Like,
something like
It
that.
was
Something like
basically
that.
Flash Gordon.
Exactly.
yeah.
So this is a good question. Yes, I think, but I don't think because it's the property. I don't think the movie. I think because of lockdown and
nostalgia.
the way. Yeah, the nostalgia would have been a little bit more intense, but also I feel like right now, after lockdown, movies are weird now, especially ones where like where you're gonna take your family to. I feel like looking at things doing really well at the box office, it's stuff that you and your date can go to by yourself. So I don't know that it's the property so much as it's it just the current state of where movies are is my opinion. So
yeah, that was, and we've talked about this a couple times on recent episodes in June, and I don't. Jason notoriously likes to bait me and light a firecracker to see what I'm going to do, but you know, we kind of talked about how, from a financial standpoint, this is a box office bomb, but he's also at least had the wherewithal to like raise the question. He's like, you know, what is Amazon's plan? And we kind of have spoke to it. And I will say, even outside of whatever Amazon's plan is, I think a real detriment to movie studios right now is they are blowing out their budgets hard. So like you look at last year, I thought Thunderbolts was a good movie. I enjoyed it. If you didn't like it, fine. I liked it. But it didn't do well at theaters because it didn't make this back of its budget. Well, its budget was insane. And then the same for Captain America, New World Order, which I'm sorry, in my opinion, objectively, not a great movie. It set some stuff up that's going to pay off later. Great. Yeah, we got Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk. Objectively a bad movie. I'm sorry. Yeah. Surfing on a missile. No, thank you. But again, that's another movie that its budget was blown the hell out.
So, but here's, and this is sort of leading into that statement. What is the movie budget based on anyway? Because I'm not seeing the money they're spending on these movies on the screen.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
I mean, is it?
I mean, where's this money going to? Like
is it salaries? Like what's
marketing's a different budget, and that's where like, because whenever like you see a budget of a movie, marketing is double that at least.
Yeah.
So that's a separate thing. So when they say like you need to break even, you need like double your budget to break even. So like it's like, is this going to like Teamsters? Like I don't know where. Like
and
even the actors. I mean, I don't know.
Because what I will say is, you know, the rumored budget for Motu is $170 million.
Yeah.
And I will say, other than Orko, I saw where that money was on the screen. I saw where that money was on the screen. Like, even that's like Beastman for CGI, I mean, they looked really good.
Yeah, they spent the money on, like, all the characters look great. The world looked great. The sets looked incredible. There was like almost like a, maybe not like Lord of the Rings-esque kind of detail to it, but I mean, like there was a lot of thought put into architecture and
there
styles and you know things like the way Snake Mountain looked was different from Castle Grayskull, which was different.
It wasn't all blue. Like, it wasn't all like blue and green screen either. Like a lot of
it wasn't just Mandalorian.
A lot of practical.
Yeah,
and
so
the
like,
world.
I mean, the money
feels real and lived in.
Yeah.
So
they went out to the forest, like the red mist for whatever the hell it's called, the big red forest kind of thing. There was other scenes versus where you go to like again like a Mandalorian Grogu where everything feels like it's in the vault. And you're like, let's go back to Tatooine, and you're like, please God, don't go back to stop.
And also, again, I don't know if this video is hit or not, so but if somebody was on the set and you were going up those stairs in Castle Grayskull, like those stairs, like if you were to stop and look down at them, they actually they were made lived in. Like those stairs, like weren't like, it wasn't a brand new set, because this part won't be on screen. You can't see it. It's, you know, just some planks or whatever. It was a fully every bit of the set that they built was fully realized, weathered, and built so that it looked real. So that when the actors are on the set, like they're in a real environment that they
there.
Well, it's not like a prequel thing where you're talking to a tennis ball.
Well, like the interior shots of like the Eternos Palace, that was it was an actual cathedral in London, I believe, for those interior shots.
Yeah.
I'll
stop being mean to fashion Orko, bud. I'm sorry.
Leave Orko alone.
One other thing I wanted to point out about the toxic masculinity Skeletor conversation is that I think it's pretty funny that Skeletor is literally toxic in this movie when he touches like Evil Lynn and stuff, and her skin starts like burning and melting. It's like, oh, he's literally toxic.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I was in a chat on, I think Kenzo's channel. Yeah, I think so. And I think the person who made this comment would never be caught dead on my channel for obvious reasons. With the story I'm about to tell. And this was before the movie came out, and you guys may not remember this, but I'm not a fan of Jared Leto.
No,
because allegedly
you don't like Jared Leto either.
Yeah, because allegedly, like 20 years ago, I have a friend allegedly who was like 15, 16 and went to an all ages show allegedly of Leto's band. Allegedly, it's a band, and she and her friend were talking through the set, and Leto allegedly dived off the stage and punched her. Anyway, allegedly, this is an antidote that may not be real. So anyway, I've got a long-term dislike for decades, right? Before any of the Cult Island or anything else, cruising, prom night, parking lot. All the rest. Yeah, all the rest of it. Actually, though, I think he did a pretty good job in this. But anyway, he was great as the evil villain. But in the conversation, in the chat, I said something like, well, Leto is everything that's wrong with men. Like, and most people who aren't overreactive baby men are going to hear that as like, yeah, he's got some negative traits that some men have, right? What if I said that he's everything that's wrong with men? That doesn't mean all men. Dude had a meltdown and was like, that's a horrible generalization to make. And I just was like, but I'm a moderator on Kenny's channel, so I can't just mute or block someone. It kicks them from the channel. So I did such good reason. And yeah, they maybe.
We know the names. Let's name them. Name them.
I'm not gonna go there, but
say his name.
But yes. But it was just a really interesting reaction because it's like this sort of, the generalization. It's like, well, obviously you're triggered by it because you're not a good person, allegedly.
But you're not generalizing men. You're generalizing.
I'm saying Leto. Jared Leto is like when a man is, and I would have said,
it's not even a generalization. It's a specification.
If like Lena Dunham had been playing Skeletor, I would have said Lena Dunham is everything wrong with women. Like,
you're not attacking women.
I'm not attacking women.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I've never heard those kind of arguments and thought to myself, oh, they're talking about me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Like, thing,
why? Like, it's so
you hear
dumb.
if
your first gut reaction
talking about me.
Yeah, if your gut reaction is to defend Jared Leto, you're like, are you telling on yourself? Like, are you saying you're like,
right.
oh, actually, I'm a piece of shit? Like,
yes, the person is telling on themselves. Because if you're upset by something like that and you feel the need to go heels back about it, that says a lot about you and what you're dealing with.
Right.
Go ahead.
Really quick to this. Actually, I don't think it would have, because Jared Leto is a big thing that turned people off from Tron Ares. Yeah. Jared Leto right now is considered
box office poison.
He's toxic.
Well, he actively dissuaded me from wanting to see Suicide Squad. Just the visual design of that character
that's
alone.
The beginning of the end. Yeah,
exactly.
That was the last
and then hearing, and then just hearing like the onset like stuff that he was doing. I was just like, what is going on here? Like, this
it was so tacky because he was trying to do a whole like Heath Ledger kind of thing, because he's all like, oh, the role makes you crazy, so I'm gonna copycat like Heath Ledger's tragedy for my own.
I'm a method actor.
So tacky. Like,
method actor to me is just code for I'm an asshole.
I remember messaging a friend group about Leto because we got so far into the marketing for Master of the Universe without hearing any Leto weirdness. And then that Allison Brie interview came out where she talks about him smearing blood on his face. I was like, oh, there it is. We almost made it through. I love
how she tells that story. She tells it in the perfect way where it's like, it's so funny, isn't it? Like, it's totally what you were-
That's like a gun
Well,
off
it's like-
screen. They're like, isn't it?
Oh,
You know,
is he?
I
Okay,
had a little
I'll
bit of
chat with
a
you
I had a little bit of a realization. I was talking with a guy that I talk to, pretty often about He-Man stuff, and he tends to go into like the manosphere type of complaints about, how when people, like when the director for Master Universe says toxic masculinity, toxic masculinity, it's a trigger word for people that automatically turns them away from the movie and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just words. And like, if you're gonna like be so triggered by that, like that says more about you than it does about them. Like,
Yeah.
I could, like, a lot of times I could care less what an actor or a director says specifically about a movie, because I like to think that I can think for myself and make up my own mind about what the actual message is. But then I kind of had the thought where I was like, and I do think there is a difference. I want to make that clear. But I see all these stupid YouTube videos coming out where they've got the stupid AI generated thumbnails of someone crying and the word
Kathleen
cuck.
Kennedy.
Yeah, the word cuck is in the title. And I'm just like, though, like I see that stuff and I'm like, I am immediately like throwing out any point you're trying to make. You know what I mean?
There's no
And I'm like,
value there because it's not a good faith argument, and it's all
It's
just
not,
like
it's not.
rage. It's
Yeah.
clickbait. It's rage
That's
bait.
what
Yeah.
It's just
doing.
there's
And-
nothing
and-
there. It's just these are fueled off of making people angry, which is very lucrative apparently. But like,
it is.
there's
Yeah.
nothing
And
there.
like,
There's no point in engaging.
it was really
Yeah.
wild because he sent me this video, and the whole video was talking about how the He-Man movie is the inverse of the hero's journey, and it's actually the heroine's journey, and it's masculinity through the feminine lens. And I'm like, well, let's break it down. Like, this is a hero's journey because it has all the classic elements of the hero's journey. And
Yeah.
if you take the primary example of the hero's journey in cinema, which is Luke Skywalker, because that was famously, applied to the
Mhm.
hero with 1,000 faces by Campbell, like that was the point of it. You compare the journey of Luke to the journey of Adam, and it's nearly a beat by beat, like
Oh no,
There
this
was-
is
it-
classic
like
hero.
it's an
Refusal of the
archetype.
call,
Yeah, it's an
like, all of
archetype.
it.
And so it's
Yeah.
like, well, if you're going to make the
From Greek
argument
times,
that Adam is following the heroine's journey, then you also have to admit that Luke followed the heroine's journey, because that's the argument you're presenting.
right.
Because you're cherry picking points to build up your argument without looking at the full picture and actually, taking the time to think about what you're actually saying. And that's what the point of rage bait is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about these cherry picking opinions
Yeah.
in an echo chamber, and then the comments are just full of people agreeing with them. That's not a dialogue, that's not a discourse, that's just you
Right.
with your
Like, I'm
confirmation
mad.
bias.
But
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the same audience that will sit there and talk about, "Oh, the left doesn't want to have dialogue." Well, brother, you're not making it easy.
Because your dialogue sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dialogue is
Also, I mean, like a
terrible.
lot of the dialogue is, I mean, as the minority here, I can sort of say like, when you're in a debate where the other side has nothing to lose, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
They have no rights, nothing to lose, and you're there justifying your existence. It's not a debate necessarily. It is sort of like you sort of like, and again, too, if you lose your temper, if you get hysterical, they're like, well, we can't have a civilized debate here. And you're like, well, no, we can't, because I have to fight for some extra things that you take for granted. And
Yeah.
again, have no risk of losing. So
Yeah,
there's no debate here. Like,
you're already on the ropes when you enter the ring, and so
Yeah.
Well,
like,
and it's,
it's an uphill battle.
Really quick, let's address the Leto. Yes, he did not miss.
if only.
Melted his face off.
I did make a really crappy Photoshop meme of that article. I think it was from the Onion, where it's like worst person actually plays a decent Skeletor.
Yeah, like unfortunately. And that was the thing. I
And-
was kind of walking in there expecting, like, I'm like, oh god, here comes the Letoisms, and then like pretty quickly did pretty good. Also, I will say, like, one more favorite thing was subtle thing. It's like, I think they showed the clip, in advance of the movie releasing, where Skeletor does the big like monologue where we're all supposed to laugh and yada yada. But there's a scene later on where he starts laughing, and you see Evelyn kind of going like,
Yeah, it's like,
come on, laugh. And it's
laugh
the
along,
most subtle
laugh
thing,
along.
but I loved it so much because she's like, do the laugh.
My favorite part, my favorite Skeletor moment is actually in that moment when they finish the laughing, the little, I guess, physical comedy that he does with his staff. He's just kind of standing there and he kind of twirls the staff a little bit. I don't know why, it cracks me up every time I see
a little
it.
zhuzh on it.
Yeah, he just kind of shakes it and then goes back into being Skeletor.
Yeah.
But it's like that awkward silence after the joke and after Evil Lynn is trying to get people to laugh along, and then he does the thing with the staff and it kills me. I love it.
In line with this, I don't know that Amazon will drop Leto. I don't think Leto has a contract for more movies. The rumor behind the scenes is he is not very happy with his role.
I think that's just a rumor, because everything I've heard from people I've talked to who are actually part of the production, like, he enjoyed his time there. He liked being part of the movie.
He was just shut out of marketing.
Yeah, he just wasn't part of the marketing.
I think that story is out there, though, due to the PR of it all. So that if he is an ass back, or if he, like they can't afford him, or this is why he's not doing marketing. It's not that he's toxic, because you hire people to make sure that sort of story doesn't come out there.
That's why you have PR teams.
Hello, Adam.
I think you would agree with a lot of things we've said, because we probably had the same complaints you did. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Adam, I will say, like, with Skeletor, like, I mean, I wanted like Coleman Domingo or get Mark Hamill back, or there's so many people you could get and have the same thing. Like, it's not like this hinged on Jared Leto. He did great, despite everyone's expectations. Yeah, but like, you can have so many other different actors do the same thing.
I was fine.
He did a
and
good
spoilers,
job,
he died, so you could have sort of like a resurrected new voice, new me kind of thing. Like, it's fine. No one cares.
Credit where credit is
due.
Out. He did
his
a
voice,
good job.
his voice doesn't sound like Jared Leto. He's a digitized skull.
No,
like, it's easy to, if they want to recast, they can recast, no problem.
Absolutely.
And
then
I
include
think
him in the marketing, which is important, because Skeletor is a huge part of Motu. Like, I mean, they started with the memes about a week before the movie came out, and I'm like, it's too late. Like, it's too late. Like, you should have done this way earlier.
Yeah. I do like that a lot of the marketing focus primarily on Adam and Tila's actors, Camila and Nicholas, because I think like their chemistry, like on and off the screen, their chemistry is like, it's contagious.
Well, I went down this YouTube rabbit hole of the two of them, like on like Hot Ones, or like they did like Vogue. They did so many interviews, like more than I even know about. Like, I don't think I've watched them all, but like they did. Yeah,
there's a ton of them out there.
But they're so charming together, and they're like, and you really got to
shout out to the one of Nicholas tasting Tila's action figure feet, and
I love that one.
The jokes that like just the implication of what's going on is so hilarious. Like it's great. Like, but they are like, very charming. They're very charming. Their relationship.
After you watch a few of them, you're like, are you two?
Are you together?
Yeah, anything?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
It's like I know she has a fiance, but it's like
but
like that's a running joke with me and a fan from Mexico that I talk with all the time. Like, the running joke between us is like, yeah, they're probably we think they're
probably
something. It's yep.
Well, I do have the internet, so really quickly, let's just check. I'm going to see if either of them are married.
I don't think they are.
They're not married. I know she has a fiance. I know she's engaged.
Yeah. Who does not look like Nicholas Galitzine.
He does not. He does not look like him at all. It's like the total opposite of what Nicholas Galitzine looks like.
Yeah, whatever you're thinking, it's the exact like sort of goth emo kid.
It's wild. It's like, oh, him?
I was like,
the Arrested Development.
Okay.
I do love the video that she posted of them, like it's set to the Four Non-Blondes music, and it's all the characters in costume dancing.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I just think it's great. I love, because that was the first time we got to see, like, outside of the movie and actual marketing, that they were showing off the classic costumes for like Adam and Tila.
Yeah.
In that video. But I just love but I just love the part in that little viral video of Idris Elba doing his little dance and then collapsed on the
Also,
stairs.
like they
So I'm
were
like,
having
oh,
fun
yeah,
on
that would
set,
be me.
and that's like
Yeah.
it's so important. Because I'm
Yeah.
from like the Star Trek
Yeah.
Next Generation days, where like you knew they were like family, like you knew like the actual actors loved each other, and they still
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And that's where like you sort of see little glimmers of that on sets versus like egos and paychecks and all
And
that
you
stuff.
see
And,
that,
like,
and you automatically want the movie to be successful because you want these actors to be
You
successful.
want them
and
to hang out again.
continue
You want them
doing
to have
it.
a good time again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're having fun.
we did not talk about that, and I didn't really notice. It wasn't like what would be a more glaring thing.
Did she have contacts?
She
Is she
did.
brown?
They were like
She a
They're-
brown.
I don't know.
She has brown
I
eyes.
don't know
and
if the
they were blue
sorceress
in the
did.
movie. The sorceress
They
had
didn't-
her regular. Yeah, she didn't have contacts.
Yeah, but it's like I mean it's funny too. Where like the only like Latina women in Eternia are like the sorceress and Tila, and you're like, why is that? Like,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
weird.
weird.
thing.
Oh, the figure does have blue eyes. Huh.
Yeah, she has blue eyes in the movie, and they're pretty. Once you notice it, it's pretty. They're pretty. They stand out.
I didn't. I mean, like I
Oh.
noticed her eyes, but I don't. I you know, like people from.
If they weren't blue, I'd like. It's not that I'm like.
They don't need to be blue.
It's not a hill I'm gonna die on. I'm like
No.
Tila's eyes must be blue. Like I don't
Yeah.
care.
The cartoon, everybody's eyes were black.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
Filmation
like,
cartoon,
it
like
didn't
even
matter.
He-Man didn't have blue eyes. Like
No.
he does
Mhm.
now, not in the movie because Nicholas. Strange that is interesting that they gave her contacts to make her eyes blue, but not Nicholas, because he has brown eyes in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I mean, I didn't notice. I didn't pay attention to it. I was just.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize that. I mean, now
Well,
that I think
it's obviously woke because she's not a natural blue-eyed actress. So
Oh, exactly. Like the
But
woke
actually,
mob
when
strikes
I-
again.
wouldn't it be
Got
the
us.
opposite?
they tricked us.
Wouldn't it be the opposite of woke though for giving her blue eyes?
Yeah, but then you get into the whole race swapping crap. That's icky.
Yeah, God. Ugh, it's hard to keep up.
Speaking of eyes, I think it's really cool at the end of the movie when Adam like harnesses the full power and his eye like starts glowing that golden.
Yeah.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah, right before he does like where he slams the sword into the ground and just beats the shit out of Skeletor. Like,
Yeah.
such a
Very
cool
cool.
moment.
There's another moment where it's like at the very, very end where they do the really awkward guffaw laugh, like
Mhm.
as if it was the end of a cartoon. And it's like at first I'm like, I feel uncomfortable, but then I loved it, and it's a weird,
Yeah.
such a strange
Yeah.
thing.
Well, and then it does
They
a
all
thing
go
where
to
it
the
but then it focuses on Cringer again, and he's just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, like it was
Like,
very
it's
like
great.
old, like end of an 80s sitcom kind of
Yeah.
moment. And I was like, I just felt so weird at first, but then I kind of embraced it. But it's such a strange thing.
Yeah, it's very odd, but it works. Like, I think they just,
Mhm.
I've made my complaints about. I think the humor is overused, but I also think they threaded the needle pretty damn well for this movie.
I think again, if we were in the age of like DVD extras, like there would have been less humor in the movie, and all of that would have been
The
supplemental.
bloopers, yeah.
But
Yeah,
now
that's-
it's just
that's a solid
completely
point.
like you got to put
But
it all
also
in
too,
the
I
movie.
mean, but also like like I said, I mean, for the first trailer I saw from like from Street Fighter, from Mortal Kombat, for like these things where I'm like, I want a good big dumb blockbuster movie.
I just want to have fun.
And it was like, I mean, as much like I think there was layer, I think there was message, I think like, I mean, it was really great, but I mean, like, it looked big and dumb.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted. And
Yeah.
especially that, the big awkward laughing scene. I'm like, there it is.
It's very
but then it immediately like you get the laughing scene, but then there's also the slow buildup of the classic Filmation music playing in the background.
Yeah.
Up
Mhm.
until the big moment where he goes and transforms and rides out on Battle Cat. And like,
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say I had a tear in my eye watching that, and it's
It's
still
hard
just
to
like
not
gives
have
chills.
moments of being wistful while watching it.
Like, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Very cool. All in
this
all, a damn
sorry.
good movie.
This is the
this did
classic
not-
sorceress trope.
Yeah, this didn't bother me because one, she would have left to not die, and unless the movie is different, I don't know that her powers are that great outside of the castle. So
I would
my head,
say I would say
I mean,
read Tim Sheridan's Wings of Fate tie-in movie comic, because it specifically addresses what's going on with Orko and the Sorceress during the 15
yeah,
years. Like that's
got
the
it.
specific story of that comic.
And yeah,
And
Adam,
that,
we talked about the tone where like there's a bit of like tonal whiplash during
yeah,
very serious scenes sometimes where we were all kind of like, especially in the middle where it did kind of slog for a bit. There was a few
Hmm.
things that were like ill timed.
It you
Yeah.
know, it's an up and down. Some moments work well, some moments don't. It doesn't ruin the
well,
movie for me.
it's
Oh, the
important to note
fisting works
though,
great.
It's awesome.
Adam doesn't
More
have
fisting.
Filmation the
Yeah.
way we do. And like Adam, if I'm remembering correctly, Adam didn't watch Filmation growing up. For me,
No?
even though the tone was uneven, it's very Filmation. Like you've got Orko like dropping eggs on people's head when magic goes wrong, and then 15 seconds
Some-
later, like
The queen is captured kind
villains
of
are
thing, and you're like, whoa.
Right.
yeah, right.
I think
Tila's
my favorite trolling that I've been doing on the Facebook groups is when I come across the post about people complaining about the tone of the movie and it's not serious enough. I always like I'll just post screenshots from the cartoon of ridiculous things, and the one I did
right.
recently is
And so many. Yeah.
Skeletor water skiing on the back of Merman and Whiplash. It's like this is the source material, guys. Like it
Yeah.
is a little
Yeah.
goofy,
How
it is a little
serious do
silly,
you want this to
and
be?
that's okay. It's okay to have fun.
Yeah.
And I will agree with
And
that, Adam. But I
Yeah,
think
because we talked about
that's
being in a bubble where we
yeah,
sort of thought this would succeed because we are fans,
Mhm.
yeah.
and maybe we were blindsided by
Sure.
reality.
I wasn't blindsided. I was about 50-50. I'm like, this either blows up or it hits just for the fans.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wasn't. I was unhappy that I wasn't surprised. Um, I was disappointed, but not surprised, or like the saying goes.
Mhm.
But again, I think the problem in this, sort of overall is I think been my takeaway and sort of my thought about all of it. Motu is in just such a weird place as a property. It's never since it died in the 80s. It's never been mainstream, so there's no way to like you have to really sort of try to play both sides of it. And I think for people who like Adam who can't decide which side they're supposed to lean into, I think that might be alienating to some people who don't know
Sure.
the property. I think as far as this movie like rejuvenating the franchise, I think it does do that. Because we're almost a month later, we're still talking about it. We're still excited by it.
Yep.
I'm still buying movie toys. I think for the average person, probably not. But I do know a few people who don't know Motu. Like Rowdy Riles has been buying a bunch of Motu toys. Just because, and I don't know that Rowdy went and saw the movie. I don't know if Rowdy went and saw the movie and liked it, but I do know that she's buying the toys from the movie and she's enjoying the toys.
Yeah.
So to some degree, it's successful. It's brought in some non-fans.
Yeah.
And the place that benefits Mattel the most, maybe not Amazon as much.
Sure.
But I think, again, like I said earlier, I think in 4 to 5 years, like I think there will be a lot of new Motu fans who've watched this with their parents because of their parents, or stumble upon it like at the middle of the day on Amazon streaming and just end up watching it 30 times when they're 6.
Yeah.
And all the jokes that bug us and the tone that bugs us is going to make perfect sense to like a 7 or 8-year-old.
You know, and I will say, with the humor specifically, like it feels very overbearing the first time watching the movie, but then you watch it again and you're like, it's really not.
Yeah.
There's really not a ton of jokes in it. I still think there's too many, but it's not as bad as like that initial viewing where it's like it feels like it's just joke after joke. That's not really the case. Like it is actually kind of spaced out a little bit better.
Adam, both. I want them to do a sequel, and then I want to share a series on Prime.
Yeah.
So
I think it's also important to remember that, like, and this is just speaking from experience I've had with fans. I've had a lot of people messaging me on Twitter asking where they can learn more about Masters of the Universe, and they're primarily Nicholas Galitzine fans who have
Yeah.
come to the movie because they like him, and now they're hooked on He-Man and they want to know more about it. And so, like, I've been recommending comics and cartoons, and that's been fun.
2000X. Watch 2000X.
Watch 2000X. Easy.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, gang, it is 12:30 in Canada, 11:30 here. I think it's 12:30 with Colt.
Oh, and on that note, what did we learn today, kids? Timu
In
Orko
today's story,
is still someone's favorite.
Ragman.
I'm still gonna say that I absolutely adore that they put the moral message in at the end.
Oh no, I like that.
I was just so happy to see that.
It was just horrifying to watch. That's the only problem. I'm like,
if you close your eyes, it's perfect.
I'm like, oh god, no.
right?
Just hold your Orko figure up in front of it.
When they're like, did your priest or rabbi touch you? And I'm like, stop talking about it.
You know that thing where you see AI and it gives you Uncanny Valley? It was like that, but it wasn't AI.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. Something's wrong.
It looks like, again, someone said Timu. It looks like, again, like discount Dollar Tree. Someone took a couple blue Elm Grover gloves and then threw on a muumuu and a hat. Like, it felt like somebody's old bathrobe. It looks like his glove. It just looks like someone took an old ratty bathrobe.
And also, people were like, "Oh, there's like a merman cameo in the back." I'm like, I was too horrified and transfixed to notice anything else going on. I didn't see merman until like my third time view, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he is in the background." Yeah,
he's also on the map. You see merman's face on the map of the where the statues are. On the bridge to Grayskull, there's like a map of Eternia, and you can see like it's almost like those old timey maps of like sea monsters in the water in like Uncharted.
Oh, cute.
Merman's floating around there. It's pretty cool.
Love you, Merman.
Before I saw it, somebody posted the Merman picture with Orko's arm on Instagram and sort of spoiled it. I didn't realize I was being spoiled though, because they both it looked so bad. I was like, that's not real, that's AI.
It's gotta be fake. Before we leave, can I Kenzo brought up the Man-at-Arms comeback story. You know, I camped out on the Randor Adam stuff, but I think the Man-at-Arms stuff was really touching to me as well.
Yes.
You know, just as a dad, you know, like it worked for me. Like, I know a lot of people complain that he's the washed up drunk, you know, through the movie, and that's fine. You know, I think it's okay if people expected to see Duncan being, you know, the wise mentor and in full control of being that mentor kind of character. But I like the story this was telling, and I like how they portrayed the Tila Man-at-Arms relationship and kind of her frustration with him, but also she's still rooting for him. Like, I mean, she keeps his armor in a box on her ship. Like, she's saving these things.
Here's another
she says to him, you know, go ahead.
Oh, like, I mean, in terms of like screenwriting, in terms of storytelling, He-Man, Tila, frankly, even Skeletor and Evelyn, all of them had character arcs. Yes. And you don't see that too often anymore. You don't see the supporting characters have like a full, like, you know, arc.
Well, and that was the thing,
especially in 2 hours.
Complaints about He-Man not being fully competent as soon as he becomes He-Man. It's like, well, he's not. He gets the power of Grayskull, but that doesn't change who he is as a person. Like, that's the beauty of He-Man. He's still Adam inside. He still needs that time to grow and learn. And I think that's what's so cool about the Snake Mountain fight scene is
which was very quick anyway.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But that Snake Mountain fight scene, he goes in pissed off, thinking he can handle it on his own, and he ends up getting his dad killed on accident. Yeah. And he's very brutal. He's very violent in that scene. He kills like multiple guys. He kills Karg and Goatman at least. You know.
Oh, Goatman.
But that's a stepping stone in getting to where he needs to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think those character arcs are important. I don't want to watch a movie where there's no growth, there's no change. Like, what's the point of that's not telling a story? That's just showcasing cool stuff.
Yeah, you're just showing off cool stuff, and you're introducing no stakes.
The movie can't
And it's
have
also
a
like
status
paint by
quo.
numbers.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, I really like Duncan's story. I thought it was very effective. I love when him and Adam have the moment in the dungeon where they're talking and they kind of lift each other back up, and
Yeah.
I just think it all works pretty well. I liked it.
No,
Agreed.
it was fun. Oh, and there's Adam being contrarian.
Oh,
In the 3-hour cut, there's like a whole extra scene.
God, this stream was a 3-hour cut. Okay.
I know.
I
How
was
did that
going to say
happen?
that. And that
I'm
is
normally
why
on top of it,
you
but because of the
my
two
co-husband.
brownouts.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
deal with like rolling brownouts. My gay Canadian co-husband is sick.
No.
Colt's got to run a farm. I'm falling the hell apart.
We're rough.
I can't even get my time zones correct. I was late because I
we're
messed
all in
up
a
the time
bad
zones.
way. We're in a bad
I was
way.
just sitting on the couch. I came in from irrigating my wheat field, and I'm like, I'm gonna lay on the couch for an hour.
That's the story of my life, you know.
Who hasn't irrigated a
You get
wheat
it.
field
Get it.
here and there?
I think it's an
Yeah,
allegory for something. I don't know what.
Shall we go
The
around
best
the
thing about
horns
irrigating a
to
wheat
what we have
field,
coming up?
the best
Yes,
thing about
you're
irrigating
familiar.
wheat fields is I get to walk through and do the gladiator scene where I run my hand through the wheat, and I think of
Oh,
the music.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Yeah, we should do that. Let's start with Colt, since Colt is our guest.
Yes.
Colt, where can the people find you?
You can find me. I do news reporting for He-Man.org, but primarily I have a channel on YouTube called Dad at Arms. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter if you want to come yell at me there. But I primarily do interviews with people who have worked in some type of creative capacity for Master of the Universe. So writers, producers, Mattel executives. I told this to Allison earlier today, but today I interviewed the prosthetics guy who worked on the movie, and that was a really cool one.
Sweet.
So I'm in the process of editing that video. It should be up probably tomorrow, but a lot of cool stuff.
And
So,
your
Dad at Arms.
and I dropped the link in chat. And your most recent video is an interview with the actor who played Ram Man. So
Yes, and he was awesome.
no,
Yeah.
so and then
It was
the
really cool.
stunt and the stunt person and the motion cap person for Beastman. So
Yes.
go check those out. And then an interview with Tim Sheridan, and that's some of the. Is that a news? That's the news story. That's not the movie story, right?
That's the Tim Sheridan interview is the Wings of Fate tie-in comic for the movie. That's
Okay, so yeah,
where it's all about Sorceress and Orko.
excellent. So there you are. There's a lot of content, Motu movie related. This is stuff that we don't get on DVDs anymore, so go watch it over on Colt's channel. And then
you can also of videos where I talk about Adam and Tila and He-Man and Tila.
That is one of your first videos. I remember watching you and
Maria.
Yeah. It was whenever people were like, "There's no way they're a couple."
Yeah.
And
I will prove them wrong. I will prove them wrong every time. I've got receipts. Come at me.
Well, that was the first time
you Genesis.
had it.
That's right. You sent me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You sent me the coloring book page of the forced wedding between Skeletor and Tila.
That ends with them like sort of in each other's arms.
Yeah, and they're very lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
You know,
So
as platonic friends do. So
yeah.
Totally.
Andrew, where can the people? Some of the people are watching you from your channel, but for the people who aren't, link in the chat.
Yes. Nothing gross tonight because I am gross. I'm very sick. However, it is Toronto Pride here, so you can find me at Toronto Pride. I will be doing some white collar crimes, let's say. So approach with caution. Let me just warn you right now. Otherwise, you can find me here or Instagram on Gatey's Toys. And I just did a video on Ninja Turtles RG Comics last week. Next one going up for July will be Starcom. So I'm looking forward to that because I love Starcom and I need to talk about it.
All right.
Awesome.
And Dirk.
Yesterday's podcast, new episodes every Monday. You can listen to it on your favorite podcast app of choice, or now officially on YouTube, because I'm all caught up on back episodes. So if it's dropping on Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever, it's also dropping on the YouTubes as well. Just had the hell just came out this week. Marvel Trading Cards was the episode this past Monday. We are closing out June with a Shauna episode. We are finally covering Teen Witch. So tune in for that,
Awesome.
won't you please?
Top that. Idiotic super. Anyway.
I want to hear it all now. You
Do the
started
whole
it. I want to
thing.
hear the full thing.
I can't. It's been way too long since I practiced all of it.
Stop that.
If she was down here grabbing laundry right now, I'd be like, hey, come in here and do it.
I don't really give a fuck about trying to top that. Stop that. Anyway, here on the Allison Troy Retro Toy Princess channel, tomorrow there's a 1984 Supergirl short. Helen Slater, classic Jose Luis Garcia Lopez cover from the Supergirl comic special from 1984. So that's cool. Friday, a Barbie and the Rockers Color and Chill. Saturday, for you Marvel fans, the 6 of you left, I'm dropping a video where I color 8 pages from a Marvel heroic coloring book. Friday night, I will be here live on a very special episode of Retro Toy Princess, where Cobweb Collector and I color from a book that some of you may recognize, this Masters of the Universe coloring book.
Yes.
That's a fun book.
Yeah, Cobb has a really his work schedule is such that he can't join me on Sunday, so every so often we do a very special Friday night, and then Sunday I'll be here solo coloring Rainbow Bright, because that's what the channel members voted on for my next solo stream. So Rainbow Bright, everyone can watch though. You don't have to be a member. If you were a member and it's my member stream, I would greet you with
Bring out the alt! Bring out the alt! Bring out the alt!
And enough champagne to fill the Nile.
How'd you get one of them?
You really thought we'd go a whole episode not hearing that?
Wait. You didn't really think it was going to be that easy, did you? You know, as a matter of fact, for a second there. Yeah, I kind of did. Anyway.
Very good.
We'll practice that for
Very
next
good.
time. Silly rabbit. Anyway, I watched Kill Bill last night. So anyhow, part 1. See, Kenzo is part of the origins. Anyway, on that note, we should go. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you. Thank you for indulging us.
Yes.
Being weird grown-ass adults sitting on the internet talking about movies and shit.
I'll do it again.
And we'll do it again. And when it hits Amazon, we'll all come back and we'll talk more.
Do it again.
Do it again. And maybe Chris Plastic won't be busy watching Supergirl and can join us next time. Jesus, Chris, way to have a effing life. Anyway, on that note, Phoebe Cates has a question for you all, and if you know the answer, let her know.
I haven't made up my mind yet. Incidentally, which one of you bitches is my mother?